What's up, everybody? It has been one of those days today. I hope and pray that everybody got through the today really on and good. Before I get ready to get started tonight, my part of me doing what I need to do with the situation is that we're going to take um, 2 minutes, and when we take those 2 minutes, we're going to take and go from the show from there. So we're going to take those 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Thank y'all for bearing with me. We're doing our 2 minutes of silence. Our 2 minutes is up now, y'all. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So what's up, everybody? So it has been one of those days for everybody, I think. Um, I'm going to be scrolling through a lot of different things tonight, and the man of the hour is going to be here in just a second. He's waiting backstage, but I want to take the opportunity to talk to everybody for just a second before I get started. Um, First and foremost, welcome to my channel. My channel is dedicated to me being straightforward and no holds bar. I have two different shows. My two different shows are completely different from each other as of right now. And the purpose of us doing what we're doing tonight is to getting to know a member of the alphabet community a little bit better than we thought we have known that person. With that being said, there is so much hatred right now. So I am volunteering um, the first 2 minutes of each one of my shows from this point on as my protest to take into um, shed light onto it. So if you're just not joining us, the show is just not really getting started good or whatever. And I appreciate everybody that has been here and that's been messing with me. It's a long way. Um, because not only do Black Lives Matter, not only do straight lives matter, not only do queer lives matter, all lives matter, especially me being a trans woman, a Black trans woman. And it's not about me tonight, but I need to say this. Me being a trans woman, our lives are so not, our lives are deemed that we are not worthy. We're only worthy to be around people or to be with people when we could kiki ha ha and laugh, read somebody, ask for makeup tips, pull the piece of trade that you want, or to be that down low piece that's from 12 to 5 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, we're not good enough. That's not what, that's not everybody. There may be some girls, true enough, there may be some girl, but ultimately we all want to be loved. So if you're not here to help spread the love, if you're not here to uplift, what the fuck are you doing on my channel? I'm just going to be very much, very blunt to the point. Today is a new day and it's different now. Like, people are still being killed behind foolishness, and there's so much hatred and anger now. We got to get over it, y'all. We've got to do better. We've got to do better. With that being said, enough being said about me talking about what's going on. Because tonight is not about me. Tonight is about my baby. You know him, you love him, and some of you bitches wish you was him. My baby, Zilent Artizt, help me welcome to the stage, baby. Hi,
Hi,
love.
everybody.
How
Hi.
you doing? How you
Good. How are
doing?
you?
I'm doing. So, Zilent. First and foremost, how you doing tonight?
Good. I just got off of work and ate some food, so I'm good.
That's good. So, what'd you eat?
I had to rush because I wanted to make sure I was on time. So, I did have to cave and eat McDonald's today. So, I
Oh,
just
I'm
got a
sorry to hear
slushy,
that.
but I'm gonna eat later, so I'm fine.
Oh, you know, you always normally find some type of way to go sneak in and get you a snack in. So you
Yeah.
know,
So
you good.
you know how I do.
You good. Let's see. I'm just going to be very candid. We never talked about anything that we're going to talk about tonight. Everything's coming off the top of my dome. So if it gets a little
Hmm.
bit out there, y'all, I ask y'all just to bear with me. That's just my thought pattern. That's the way I do things. So if you can't run with it, I know it's a lot of them out there. They like to have structure. That's not me in my camp over here. I like to go in with the flow of how I'm doing stuff. With
Hmm.
that being said, Zilent,
Hmm.
I would like to ask you first and foremost, where were you born?
I was born in Philadelphia, but I've been raised in New Jersey all my life. So,
Okay. So are you the oldest child, middle child? How
well,
many
that's actually
siblings?
so what I know of. Well, first off, I am adopted, so that's one part. So I'm the only child in the house, so I get all the attention and all the hell at the
So
same time.
basically, you would be considered to be spoiled, huh?
Oh, definitely not. They didn't
You're
do
not
that with me.
spoiled.
Mm-mm.
They make you work for everything you get.
Yeah,
You studied a little bit, so what that mean? Give me the give mother the dirt.
there was some. There was like when I was younger, they gave me a little bit more leeway, but as I got older, they made sure that I had some uh responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would have to do stuff around the house to get an allowance every week, um, and stuff like that. So there was like kind of it was made they made sure that I had structure. So
Okay. So I'm gonna jump around a little bit, and we may go backwards and forth. But
hmm
so with you, because I actually went through the whole adoption process, and I was going to become a foster parent and different things like that. And I know it's a
hmm
tedious process. If you don't mind me
yeah,
touching on it a
very
little bit,
tedious.
Um, how was that like? Did you know your birth parents, or did you never know who your birth parents was? Do you
I
want to find
don't.
out who they are?
I don't know who my birth parents are. Period. At all. I do know that I do have older siblings.
Hmm.
If I remember, if I recall, I have like four or five older siblings
Hmm.
that I don't know. I always, uh, I've always wanted to get to know my birth family, but that's a lot of. It's been a lot of going back and forth. Mental, like it's a hard thing sometimes.
So how once you found out, because I'm quite sure when you were younger, you never really found out that you were adopted. How was it like mentally finding out that you were adopted?
So I found out, if I'm remembering correctly, around 8. So they
Hmm.
didn't really let me go through life that long without knowing that I was adopted. So let me go back.
Take your time.
Yeah, let me go back. It's been a while. So I remember finding out. It kind of did strike me. I was kind of confused. I didn't even know what adoption meant. So I was like, "What does that mean?" So I'm not your kid, and they were like, "No, you are a kid, but your birth parents are out there otherwise, and they gave you up so we could raise you and stuff like that." So they pretty much placed it in my hands from the beginning. So it was never like they were hiding it from me.
Hmm.
So I looking back at it, have a lot of respect for them for telling me that early. Because if they told me around this time, I probably would not have been able to deal with it as well as I did at that age.
So do you feel like that because they gave you the tools to take and do with it, and I'm quite sure they showered you with love,
Yes.
and they let you know that you were loved. So
Um,
you never went through a moment that you second guessed it or doubted, if I wasn't good enough for, my bio parents, then am I going to be good enough for this family?
this is well, again, this is different for a lot of for adopted children. Period. So I can't speak for all, but for me, most of my life, I haven't felt that sense of
Abandonment.
abandonment. Yeah, that sense of abandonment. But it didn't. It kind of started around 6th grade to 8th grade, where you see uh, your friends with their birth parents and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and their siblings, and you have a family. You're close to your family. I let my parents down. Like I'll literally kill somebody for them. Um, but it starts to eat at you a little bit, and then also dealing with bullying, trying to figure out my sexuality and where I want to go with my life and stuff like that. That kind of took a toll as well. So
Got you. So when you were going through adolescence, going into teen and preteen years, did you feel like how are you feeling as far as like trying to find your own? Because I know once you probably figured out that or once they told you and you learned to accept that you were adopted, like how did you deal with that mentally? Like I know some people, they do go through the whole abandonment and everything like that. Did you
mhm.
just you didn't did you learn to go work your way through it, or did you bottle a lot of feelings up that you didn't know how to displace it? Because some people, they may go out for sports and stuff because they don't really know how to take and deal with the feelings and emotions that they're doing.
Mhm. Well, I'm naturally somebody that I internalize a lot of things, so
Hmm.
I'll bottle it up
So do
into
you feel like you're more like an introvert versus a um um
an extrovert.
yes, thank you.
Hmm.
My
Yeah,
mind is all over the
I'm
place
more
right
of
now.
an introvert than extrovert. Yes.
So do you think, with that being said, um did you start writing poetry or anything like that to take in to free some of that out, or how were you taking and dealing with it mentally?
Well, when I got into seventh, eighth grade, I started actually uh, writing songs. But before that, and then after that, I was writing poetry for like whenever there was like an English assignment and it was like a poetry thing, I would write poetry for that. So it would help me get some stuff off my chest without like explaining too much about what I was going through.
So
Uh,
basically, what you're saying is that not only you use the English to basically slide in how you were feeling at that at that time, and then you took and turn around. So they would know, but they wouldn't know what you were trying to say. In a sense, does that make
yeah,
sense?
because
Okay,
I don't necessarily discuss that I am adopted with everyone. Like now, I'm to the point where it doesn't matter, girl. Like I'm adopted. That's part of my story. So it's not like it's gonna
gotcha,
hurt. It's not like it's gonna hurt me. Like you're not
gotcha,
ever gonna tell me that my parents are my parents. So that's
gotcha.
like
So moving on to after you're going into your preteens and your adolescence, moving into high school, um, as far as what was the defining moment to start that, if for those of them that are just now joining in with us, I wanted to touch on now on, if I can, your sexuality a little bit.
hmm
I actually have something written down. I thought, no, I don't. But at any rate, so in high school and middle school, because in middle school, a lot of people are going through um, puberty.
hmm
So at that time frame, a lot of the boys or guys or whatever, they're starting to form the cliques. You have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the popular kids, and this, that, and the third.
hmm
And then you had the football teams that this one want to take and do this, and this one wants to do that. Like, where did you find your niche through orchestrating through that whole situation?
So from a uh, going back to childhood, most of my friends were people from my neighborhood. So we all grew up. We all grew up together, and after school, we would all play. We would all play outside and do like kickball and stuff like that. So mainly those were my friends.
Hmm.
Um, and then I had a best friend that lived down the street from me. Uh, so that was pretty much my whole clique at that point.
Hmm.
As we got older, you could see like we were still friends, but the relationship was starting to change because they were going to different groups. So I've always naturally had friends that were part of different groups. So I had popular friends. I had friends that were considered nerds, like the alternative kids and stuff like that. So that was never
Gotcha.
an issue. Yeah. So I was kind of, I wouldn't say, I guess you could say the glue between them.
Hmm.
So like, that's pretty much how it went. By the time I got to middle school, uh, I was, you could say I was kind of a little bit more popular than usual with people. I had a lot more friends than I previously had. Uh, but again, as we got older, they drifted away as well. So
Gotcha.
it would go in and out. So, but most of the time, since I'm naturally an introvert,
Hmm.
it's not like I'm just automatically gaining new friends.
Gotcha. Well, we're gonna take just a little small break so you can get your little sip of water, and we'll be right back, y'all.
How's my levels actually?
Your levels are good. Your levels are good. We're still live though, so give me a second.
Okay.
And don't forget tonight, one of our sponsors for this week, which will be here with us next week. And then don't forget on Sundays, y'all, we do have the cool down. That's every Sunday at 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central Time. And we do feature what? the what news. So if you don't know what that's all about, then make sure you come in and you join us to see what the what news is all about. And here's a little preview if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about.
What in the white is going on?
This my baby.
Like hell I am.
And ain't nobody finna touch him.
Put me down, Patty Mayonnaise. Don't look at me like that, you unbuttered biscuit.
Once again, if you don't know what the what news is all about, you should come in and see exactly what it is. Because once again, it is. All right, y'all. So we're right back at this. So we are at middle school, high school. Everybody's going to go do their own little things. So, what was your experience then, as far as with dating at that time? Like, was there any specific type of girl? Any specific type of, what was your definition of dating at that time?
Well, looking back at this, I can't really call them relationships, but so I did 7th grade year. So this all happened because of church. So I grew up in church. So there was a male friend that I had that went to the same church as me. He told me about. He asked me if I was single. He told me about this girl that he knew that thought I was attractive. So we exchanged numbers. So we started talking on the phone and stuff like that. In the end of it all, I found out that this said friend, that girl that he introduced me to was actually his ex.
What?
And then actually his ex. And that's not even the worst part. So they were having sex with each other during the relationship between me and the girl the whole time.
So you were basically the cover up without knowing that you was being the cover up for their little side piece. So you was really you was the side piece, and they were still in a little situation.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
whatever it is, doesn't matter.
That was interesting. Yeah. That was my first ever try at a relationship as well. Because before then, I was just watching my friends have a relationship and helping them through their relationships. And then the second situation was me and my best friend. We're still best friends now. She expressed interest to one of my other friends, who's one of our mutual best friend. So we dated for like a week, but it really wasn't like we dated because it was kind of weird because we were such good friends. So we just ended up just ending it like 2 days after, 2 days after we got together.
So y'all stayed best friends, and y'all didn't want the relationship to ruin the friendship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but that's it pretty much.
We're gonna move this up a little bit. So, when was your first experience with dating a guy?
Well, I've never dated a guy, but I've talked to them. So my first experience period was when I turned 21. So
you would consider yourself to the bisexual side of everything, that you were a late bloomer.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can say when it comes to actually acting upon everything, yes, I was a late bloomer, but the thoughts and feelings, they were always there. But speaking on more of the being attracted to men, that didn't really start until around high school. And then that's when the depression kicked in, and I was like, "Oh, girl."
So you were depressed?
Yeah, because as I expressed before, there was a lot of bullying for my life. So people would call me gay and be like, "Oh, you walk like this, or you're gay," and da 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 da. So I didn't know what the hell that was at that time. I'm like 6 years old, so I don't even know what gay is.
Mhm.
But I knew that it probably wasn't good because everybody was laughing at me. So I internalized that. So it'd be a constant thing. I would go through life trying to stiffen my walk up, try and stop my mannerisms, like using my hands like I'm doing now,
Mhm.
as much as possible. Dressing clothes that weren't as uh, weren't as tight as I wear them now because I don't care.
Oh yes, you know you got body, but you know I swore to you that I wasn't going to show any of those pictures, so
Yeah,
I'm not
please
going to
do
do
not.
that. Okay.
So and and speaking on that, that's also one of my that's always been one of my insecurities as well because of my thighs.
You got cakes and hips, child. What do you have to be insecure about?
No,
You
but
got all
that's part of the reason why I was bullied as well because since I do have thighs and a butt, I have a noticeable switch because obviously my butt is going to be
Yeah,
big.
because it like you got old onion. Boom.
Yeah,
You know.
so that always has been part of it. And then another thing that always never made sense to me was people used to say I wore eyeliner because I have really long eyelashes. So yeah, but
Okay.
that never made any sense to me either. But
No, I'm just trying to sit and figure out like um so basically in a nutshell, you felt like you were an outcast because you felt different from other people. You didn't really know how
mhm,
to express um you being the differential with people,
mhm,
and a lot of people took your insecurities and played you with it, which is a lot of ways the
yes,
typical thing that a lot of bi and gay kids do go through. And
mhm,
it's even worse whenever you're trans because you're trying to figure out what is what, like why am I in this headspace, why am I thinking like this, why am I doing this. So
mhm,
I do understand that.
yeah.
I really do. I do understand that.
And then I would do a lot of, proving a lot of things too.
Hmm.
So I would do sports just to prove to them that just because I'm more on the feminine side, I can still do the same shit that you do, and probably better.
Right.
So I did. I wasn't necessarily doing that ton for soccer, but like I did basketball,
Girl, you can play
and then
basketball. You only 5'8", ain't you?
just a little bit. I'm 5'4",
Oh,
so yeah, girl,
little bitty,
I can.
child.
Yeah. Um, that was like during middle school and stuff like that. Not in high school, but in high school I did track. But I mainly did that because people kept telling me to do it. So I was like, let me just do it and get it over with and all that. Uh, and then people were so surprised that I was so good at it. Again, I was insecure about wearing the tight outfit because then my ass would be showing and all that shit.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Yeah, so
Ah.
and then my friends would get on my nerves because they would be watching me and be like, "Oh my god, look at that spot in his outfit." I'm like,
Well,
oops, I said my name.
we didn't hear it, so we ain't even gonna bring it today. I heard it, but I ain't even gonna bring no notice.
Mhm.
So Mr. Zilent, is
Mhm.
when did you first really start? Let me back it up a second. When you're going through your dark time as far as with depression,
Mhm.
what was your outlets? Like, did you get into gaming? Did you get into besides sports? Like, what was your outlets to take and get rid of some of that anger?
A lot of it, music has always been my saving grace.
Music?
So yes,
What were some of those artists or what were some of those playlists that would get you through it? Like, what would be like thinking back now? What is that song that just when you wasn't in a happy place, you could take and put that on, and be like, yeah, that's my joint. You know what I'm saying?
definitely a lot of Mary J. Blige. So happy. Be Happy, well, Be Happy.
Uh-huh.
There's a song that she has called Smoke.
Uh-huh.
That was Take Me As I Am, that song right there.
Gotcha.
Some Mariah Carey stuff from her earlier albums.
You said Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Have you ever heard the song by her called Looking In?
Yeah, that's my song. That's exactly what I was about to say.
You gotta
That
get out of my
song,
head. You are
song,
truly my child.
Looking In, then Outside.
Yes.
What was the other one? There's another one that I used to. Oh, and then the one off of the Glitter soundtrack, Reflections.
Yes.
Because that really kind of on that aspect, it makes sense for somebody that's adopted, looking for. If you know the story of Glitter, it makes sense for why this
Gotcha.
song sounds like that.
So do you feel like sometimes that because of you being a person of color, and if I can be very candid, do you feel like because you're a person of color, not only a person of color but a darker shade of color, do you think it was a harder adjustment for you because some people equate dark skin to not being good enough?
Let's see.
And if it's too deep, we don't even have to.
This is not too deep at all. I just had to break it down in my head for a second. So first off, my neighborhood is predominantly white, so there's probably at that time when I was growing up, probably 4 families that with black children, and they were pretty much my shade as well. So it wasn't like the shades were different at all, but we were predominantly around white kids. And then in the school, it was even more of a breakdown there. And then I didn't necessarily interact a lot with my black friends, especially my my black male classmates, because again, they were mainly the ones bullying me.
So do you think that's because in the black neighborhood, the standards are completely different when it comes down to not even being kids is completely different?
Yes, because they were kids that also grew up around mostly black people as well. So
they had a little bit of the hood and the ignorance that was equated with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving from that to, did you go to college?
Yes.
What did you major in, if you don't mind me asking?
I was going to major into business, but I psyched myself out because I always wanted to go to school for music because that's the thing that I love the most, music and performance. So I switched to music after applying for business because I was trying to appease people, just so I have like a steady job and a steady income and stuff like that. So I applied for music. I went to community college first. And then after 2 years of community college, I transferred over to Millennial University, and then I did the music industry program.
So may I ask, did you graduate?
Yes, I graduated last year.
So do you have a bachelor's degree in it or associates?
A bachelor's degree.
Okay, come on with your bad stuff.
Yeah.
Look, little Debbie Case's got an old man on her head. Yes, God. So with you and your music, and what is the song? Because I told you I'm going to be all over the place. What is a song right now that just gets you something that's current right now? Well, not current, but I would say within the last 10 years. What would be that song that, if y'all was going to the club? Because I always do this on my, or with some of my guests, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what is that song that gets you crunk, Nook If Your Book is always that one that some people, get you crunk. What is that song that just gets you crunk?
Um, There's so many.
I mean, you got
What
the
was the
floor. This
what
is
was
all about you. So
the
give me a couple of them because people in the audience may be right along with you, with that. And I want to take the opportunity before while you're thinking about that to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you to my my sister girl, my home girl. She ain't feeling it really tonight, but I'm thankful that she's here supporting me tonight. Miss Savon, I appreciate you. Miss Shayla New Orleans. Yeah, she gonna be mad with me. I know she gonna come in because I'm being shady right now. Is in the building with us tonight. Xavier's in the building with us tonight. Silent X Radio TV's in the house with us tonight. Let's see who else.
Hey everyone.
D Star's in the house with us tonight. Kimmy, thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see who else is in here. T Bless, thank you, baby, for being here with us this evening. There's so
Hey
much more.
Spell
I am Jean is in the house with us tonight. Royalty Free is in the house with us tonight. Who else done came in here? What's up,
Boy.
Spiller Boy? You heifer.
Here y'all go.
Yes, God. But what is that? What a couple of them songs is?
Speaking of a song that I recently just found, so we were talking about in another show that you just had on Sunday. V Bozeman released a new song. It's called Yes, it's called Juicy. So it's a good song. It gets me there. I love that song. It has a good beat and stuff like that. So you should check it out. And then there's
if you're not here with me, what is love? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not about me tonight. It's about shit.
And then Tiana Taylor has a song that she just released called Bear With Me.
Tiana Taylor?
Yes. My love. That's my celebrity crush.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, both her husband and her.
You know what? That would be the perfect love triangle right there, if you ask me.
Yeah, so
I just couldn't do anything with her. We'll have to keep her around to satisfy him, but I got him taken care of. I just couldn't do anything with her.
I'm dead.
Period.
And then whatever. There's another song. So there's an artist named Keenan Linesdale. He just released a new album.
Okay.
So and he's a bisexual man as well.
What?
Mm-hmm. There's a song called Rainbow Dragon. That's a really good song.
Okay.
That gets me together.
So we're going to take a mini little break right now because when we come back, I want to hear about some of your upcoming artistry stuff that you have coming on. Mm-hmm. And we also want to figure out, how did you come up with the concept of the Zilent Artizt? But we'll be right back, y'all. Give us 1 second.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Praise the Lord, sir. Good morning. I know you didn't just walk by me and not speak. Excuse me. I ain't no foghorn, leghorn type of bitch. I don't know who you think you dealing with. Do I look like a damn chicken to you? I will peck your eyes out, motherfucker. You better be glad I'm safe. Who you kicking? Do I look like a weak-ass Popeye's chicken type of bitch? I will fuck you up, motherfucker. It's an automatic ass whooping the next time you come around here. Get your ass from around here, Speedy Gonzalez, before I show you what these claws can do.
Oh my God.
Yes, God.
Lord Jesus.
So where are we at? How did you come up with the concept of a Zilent Artizt?
Well, as I said before, I am an introverted person. But I also am very creative. So uh, I've I taught myself how to dance by watching music videos as a kid while I was home alone. So I would just put on a music video and try my best to recreate the dance moves. So I would teach myself how to dance. Uh,
Are you
and
any good
then,
at
yeah, I was known for dancing my whole life.
what?
So people would automatically be like, once the song came on that they knew, they were like, "So, Derek, do you know how to do this?" And I was like, "Not yet. Learn it." So I'll be teaching that. Um, and then I used to sing. I sung in church from a young age. Well, I didn't start singing the church choir officially until I got into high school, but I always was singing in church. Uh, I was learning each part, so it didn't matter which part it was. I was singing the soprano part when the sopranos were singing. I sang the tenor part when the tenors were singing. Uh,
So
and also,
multi-talent.
yeah, so stuff like that. I was directing it in my head, so that's why I'm like really uh, like sensitive to harmonies. Like if I hear harmony, like I'm automatically hooked into what you're trying to say for a song. So if you don't have harmonies, I kind of get bored with a song if there's like not harmonizing or certain aspects of that, or like ad libs.
Okay, so do you get a chance to watch Do You Want to Smoke, one of T.S. Madison shows?
I watch it all the time.
So how you be feeling whenever they be coming in, they be forgetting the melodies and everything?
Well, to be honest, I forget melodies a lot. So, like now, I constantly have like a lot of songs in my head. So I'll hear a song, it'll be in my head for probably the rest of my life. But like if you play the song, like I remember, like if I'm not hearing the song frequently, I don't remember it. But like if I listen to it frequently, I always remember like the chorus or something, or like a verse or something like that. But you had to play the song for me to actually remember the full song. So uh, I understand. I understand that it's hard to remember, especially when you're put on the spot, even though people are coming to get the smoke. But uh, nerves do kick in, and then especially if you're somebody that thinks in your head a lot, that will make you sound bad.
What is your sign?
A Pisces,
March what?
March 18th.
My brother's March the 10th, and I understand you so much now.
Oh,
So you never really shut down either. Your brain is always constantly thinking.
yeah. It's a good and bad thing.
Yes, because you are your own worst enemy.
Yes, we tend to self sabotage.
Yep, and
Yeah,
overcritical about
yeah.
everything, and y'all have to think about it over and over again before y'all can come down with the same
Yeah.
conclusion at the first time.
Yeah.
And then that's where the introverting comes from, because my baby brother's the same way.
hmm It's
I knew
not.
I knew I had to take you under my wing for some reason. I knew, and y'all are so similar as far as haircuts, as far as facial hair, and it's all a defense mechanism. Mm. I am so damn good. I
I'm
am.
so dead.
Mm. Um. So, what some projects are you working on right now? Have you released any music? Are you going to be releasing some music? The kids want to know.
So I did. So for my senior project before I graduated, we had to work on either like a show or a specific EP. So I worked on the EP. Uh, I released it.
People in the back that don't know what an EP is. An EP is what?
Okay, so an EP, so there's a difference. So an EP is a collection of about uh, probably 2 to 7 songs. I'm going to get technical, so if you guys need me to repeat, just put it in the comments. So 2 to 7 songs is considered an EP. Again, during this time of people go over, they call 10 songs an EP, but technically it's not correct. An EP is ends at 7 songs, and then like a long play LP is what like 2 to like 12 songs or 13 songs or something like that. That's the difference between the EP and the LP.
Okay. So, what are we working on currently right now?
So I'm working on a project called Sessions.
And what is the basis behind that?
So the first project that I'm going to release is pretty much about love and my relationship to it.
So, are you with love?
Mm-hmm.
You've been in love before?
I thought I was in love before, but I going while writing and going through the process, I've understood that it wasn't actually love. But I know
So
I have,
more or
but
less?
a lot of my friendship love is what is the main love that I know.
Okay. So, since you said you're working on that, let me ask a question. Inquiry minds want to know: are you dating?
Yes, I'm talking to someone.
Okay. Is it of the male persuasion or is it of the female persuasion? Since you are bisexual,
It is of the male persuasion.
and what is some of the biggest misconception of being a bisexual male?
Well,
You have to go through all of them. Just touch on a couple of them. You know, you don't
okay.
have to do all of them.
So, again, I don't speak for all bisexual men, especially bisexual black men. We need representation. That's the first thing I would say. So speaking for somebody that's more on the feminine side, we will more likely be considered gay instead of bi. And people in the gay community will say, "Oh, he's just waiting to come out and just say he's gay." Um, that's pretty much what it stands for. That's one of the misconceptions. Also, that we're greedy and we want everybody. I don't. I really like humans. So yeah, that's not really me. Uh, but that's like those are probably the main misconceptions, that we're greedy and that we're just waiting to transition to either just saying that we're straight or just gay, which is also part of biphobia and biracial. But
So, when was the last time you had coochie?
I've never had it, unfortunately.
I mean,
I've
not
had proposition. I've had proposition.
good.
I've had propositions, but
I mean, I hadn't seen it in person, and I didn't even did this
why
number
you
right here.
squish your face like that?
Look, I didn't even did this number right here, and I was like,
I'm dead.
I did. I mean, but I
Don't
didn't
do
go.
that.
Uh,
See, I haven't had the experience. I really would like to have the experience.
so, all your experiences have been with guys.
Because that's pretty much the people that show interest in me.
So, how do you know for sure that you are truly bisexual? Not
Because
challenging you, not challenging you. So please
oh
don't
no,
take.
I'm not going to. I know it's just a question. I know because I've always been attracted to women my whole life, sexually and emotionally.
Could it be the feminine energy that you're attracted to, and not necessarily the woman itself?
Uh, I am also attracted to trans women as well and trans men. So you can.
So, if you were to date a trans woman, would you prefer to be the top, or would you prefer to be the bottom, or would you still be, or would you consider yourself to be versatile with all aspects of all, sexes?
I would consider, well, specifically if we're talking about a trans woman, uh, most likely be versatile because I still want to use my piece.
I mean,
Uh,
what you had got with a trans woman and she doesn't want to use her piece and she wants to be not only referred to or respected as a trans woman, but she
Mm-hmm.
be treated as a woman in the bedroom too.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have an
Be
issue with that.
satisfied, but would you be satisfied with that?
Yes.
So you would be satisfied with just being just a strictly a top with one person.
Mm-hmm. As long as we were like emotionally and mentally connected, because that's the main thing with me. I need to have an emotional connection and a mental connection.
So with dating the current situation that you're dating right now, like how was the bond or how is the bond coming along?
Actually going a lot smoother than a lot of my other situationships have gone. Again, there's a part of me that again self sabotage. So I tend to get involved and there's a red flag, or I see red flag and I immediately start to demolish the relationship as quickly as possible. Uh,
So you may see something small and minute, but to you it's a super big red flag, and so you will just pull the abort button before. So in
yeah,
you getting hurt, you rather go ahead and get the hurt over with so you can try to recover from it
yes, very avoidant.
by avoiding being hurt, but you still okay. I got you.
Yeah, so that's something I've been,
Working.
working on.
I'm trying to tell
So,
you, I could. Anytime you want to, all you got to do is just take and call me.
mhm.
I'm trying to tell you, me, you, and my little brother, are mirror image of each other. That's why I said that was you my baby. You, you home with mama now, so I got you. So, with that being said, I want to know, and I'm quite sure that people want to know. Give us a breakdown of some of the places on social media that people can find you if they want to start looking forward to the new music and stuff that you have coming out. So
Okay,
let's get your Instagram name out there, and you can also take and put it into the comments, or a moderator can put it in the comments for you.
okay.
Um, do you have a place of where your music is now that either iTunes or Apple Music or whatever that they can take and do?
So there is a project. That's the project that I did during school. I actually am going to take it off of that and re-record it because listening back to it, I feel like I can rework it and do it better.
Hmm.
Because I wasn't happy with it during the process, so I want to re-record it. But my artist page is different from my personal page, and I'll put out all the social media accounts in the chat after I'm done saying it. So you can find me at Zilent Artist. It's spelled exactly the same as it is as you see on the screen. And then my artist name is Sonay.
So now
Yes. So that I'll put in the chat.
your microphone went out a little bit.
Okay, so just give me a second and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. If y'all are enjoying the show tonight, y'all, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, please and thank you. We're going to open up the second half and here in just a little bit for people that want to come in and um, talk to and have words. The only thing I ask, because
Thanks, T Blast.
this is a vulnerable moment for anyone that comes in on Tuesday. Please be respectful, and that's all I ask of you. If not, you will be promptly removed because I don't play that over here. Um,
Okay.
Sundays is something a little bit different. We can go back and forth, but on Tuesdays, this is a little bit more intimate section. So I really don't want to offend anyone. Um, let's see what else.
Also,
Um,
I've been working.
Go ahead, babe.
Also, I'm in the process of relaunching, rebranding my podcast that I had before. So I had a music podcast based on independent artists. So I'm going to rebrand it, and it's going to be since.
Speaking of, how did you get into podcasting?
During
Because
school,
I know Silent X Radio, they're about to get ready to relaunch. So I think they're always looking for artists and different things like that. And
mhm,
maybe one of them want to come on and talk about that a little bit later on. But go ahead, baby.
yeah. So I started in podcasting during college. So me and my friends would talk about oh, we should do a podcast in community college. So when I transferred over, me and my friend that I met in community college, uh, who's one of my best friends, we started it. It's called Millennial Tones Podcast. It's on YouTube as well, so you guys can find that Millennial Tones. Again, I'm going to be rebranding it soon. So, as I was saying before, we need more representation of Black bisexual men out there. So I'm going to rebrand it to. It's still going to be music based, but also talk about some uh, specific issues that bisexual uh, men deal with, then overall LGBT awareness and stuff like that.
So with you saying that, how are you dealing with seeing, and this is a very touchy subject, how are you dealing with the Black Lives Movement that's going on right now, and knowing that there are trans women out there that hasn't really been given the light of day, and people are not outraged about that? Because promptly before I came on here, I seen from someone else's Instagram feed, it was either Instagram or either on Facebook, I can't remember, that they were attacking a trans woman, call her a nigger and a dude and a faggot and a punk and all this kind of stuff.
I just saw something on
It,
social media as well about
it's just
somebody
like,
calling somebody a faggot
yeah,
in
and
Philly today. So
it's just, it was ridiculous because the Eric's Arabian people that were helping the person out, the trans lady out, took and actually hit her in the back storeroom and took and put the gate in front of it so the mob of black guys could not get to her. So this is the reason why, like, I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't stand with or stand for the Black Lives Movement and all that kind of stuff, but if you want our help and our support, we have to be able to be visible too.
exactly.
Not only do we have to be able to be visible, but we have to be able to have our voices heard too. You can't like us from 12, and I say it again, from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then want to beat the hell out of us the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with it. Like, I want to be able to support, I want to be able to stand in the gap, but when is enough, and it's got everybody drained.
Yeah. I've the consistency. Take a moment, babe.
I'm good.
It just seems like it's constantly something happening every 2 minutes. There's another story. There's another death. There's another harassment. There's just another thing happening all the time. So emotionally, I hate to say it, but I'm at the point where I'm numb to it, and I hate that I'm numb to it because I'm so used to hearing these stories. I'm so used to hearing, oh yeah, another trans body is gone. Yep. It's not being publicized. Unless you are part of the LGBT, you really don't know about these things. It's not going to be broadcasted on the news. Like,
nope.
Like a cis male or female being shot or killed by the police, stuff like that. So it's very draining. I support it all, but I just wish that we could come together as a collective instead of dividing each other. When no matter what, when you see our skin, we're all black at the end of the day. So.
Right. Savon, that's the one that I was talking about. I think it was on either on your Instagram or somebody's Instagram. That's the one I was talking about. But my question to the Black alphabet community: when are we going to stop hating towards each other and trying to stand together and help each other? That's my question.
Yeah.
Because for trans women, everybody goes through that brick phase. And I know personally, I've been clockable when I first got started because I didn't know the right foundation and the way to put it on, but I haven't really been clockable since then.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not everybody's story. I don't have the deep masculine voice. I don't have the masculine look in the face or any of that. Like, but when is enough that we as a Black gay community will stand together with each other? When are we, period, not even being gay, when will we as a Black community stop having the crab in a bucket mentality and get it together? That's my question that I pose towards anyone that wants to challenge it. When?
I can't. The sad part is I can't even answer that because we have so much internalized anti-Blackness. First off, just speaking on the Black
Right.
part. Then, if you are part of the LGBT, you have internalized homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, all the phobias. So you have all these internalized things plaguing you, and then then you're getting the trauma of being these intersectionalized bodies. So since we're talking about Black and being LGBT, that's two things that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the Black part of it, and then we have to deal with the LGBT part of it. So that also comes with trauma. So we're always on the defense. So we always think that when somebody's talking to us, it's a jab, it's shade, they're trying to demean me and stuff like that. It might be just them just trying to encourage you or stuff like that. But we're so used to being defensive and having to defend ourselves and defend our just being. We don't necessarily know how to love on each other, unfortunately.
Right. Well, we got a little heavy there for a second, y'all. Let's do a little light something to make everybody laugh. Here we go.
Every single time I see that video, I can't. Every single time I think about that video, I think about Maddie. Because of how she said all the Asian girls are Mariah Carey now. And I'm just like, I hate her so much.
Right.
My child like that again. What in the white is going on right now? Ugh, did she piss on herself? Karen and Becky, calm down. You're not gonna hit me. Who's the child? Oh my Caucasian stars. What in the Jerry Springer trailer park drama is going on here? Get a patty mayonnaise. Hey, both of you skim milks need to get the hell up on out of here. This ain't Mona Scott Presents White on White Crime. My child like that again.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay.
Don't forget tonight, y'all. Our tonight's sponsor is don't forget to pass the sugars for all your queer needs. And I'm very proud of Leander. I don't really give them credit enough, but I'm very proud of Leander. Leander takes in, turns around, and is a Black owned and operated and a Black owned and queer operated social media representation for trans people. He's there, excuse me, I'm trying to use the right pronouns. They are gender non-conformant. So they do exactly what they are set out to do. They're helping people that are just now transitioning, excuse me, male to female to male, helping them with looks and everything for going to work, school, or play. They're business consultants, so they're doing their thing. And if a lot more of us would take the opportunity to help each other out instead of taking and tearing each other's down, it'll be a lot better. Like I am Eugene's in the comments with us tonight, and oh Lord, I can't even think of Silent Radio is in the comments with us tonight, and those are both black owned and operated businesses, and one is a business consultant that deals with so many different people. Like we have so much talent in our community, but
Mm-hmm.
and people rob us of our talent all the time, and we don't try to help and support who we are as a people. Um, let's see. It was one other person I wanted to give a shout out. I know Mr. 6'8's in the building, so welcome in, baby. Rachel, I love you. Thank you so very much, Miss Creole's in the building with us tonight too. Shayla, my love. I think I already shouted her out, but I'm saying Shayla, my love again. My Spilly Boy TV is in the house with us tonight. That husty. Um, um, and then Savon, which my co-hostess, she's not feeling it tonight, but she's in the building with us tonight. And Royalty Forever, I thank you for coming in and being with us tonight. Let's see. I was gonna see if Savon wanted to step in for 2 seconds, but she probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
Give her a second to see if she wants to step in for a minute. If she doesn't want to, then I'm gonna open up the floor. And do you mind us just? Do you want to stay on topic of talking about different things with you and everything, or do you want to just? I'm just gonna let everybody have a little say so. But I just ask everybody, please be respectful of my person of the hour, which is Mr. Zilent Artist. Um, and we just gonna go from there. Um, how many accounts do D Star have? Because he done
Girl.
been the official D Star, he done been D Star the famous hairdresser, D Star the Mr. D Star the Overlord, D Star the lone dick from Miami, Florida that will tear all your guts open. Um, let's see. What's some of the other ones he done came on here? D Star rearranging your insides and then pulling them back out and throwing them over your shoulder.
I'm dead.
I'm gonna need him to get it together. I'm gonna need him to get
it.
pick one of your 2,800 ones and please stay on it for long enough so we do not know, because he'll disappear and come back, disappear and come back, disappear and come back. And be the same D Star, but it's just 1,200 of them motherfuckers.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, take the wheel. I guess that's a no, because your auntie ain't text you either, did she, Zilent?
Huh? No, she ain't texting me, but I know she's not feeling it for real. So,
okay. So I'm not gonna force her. I want her to
yeah, I don't want her to force her either.
chilling out. We're doing what we're doing. So I'm about to get ready to open up the lines,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna go from there. Who said put the corner sign up again?
D Star. He's saying put it for you.
Oh no, I'm not. No. I was just. But y'all know he has his infamous hairdo, and I'm gonna show y'all what it is. We like to thank him again for sponsoring this look. We like to thank him again for sponsoring this look. Again tonight, y'all, we are All Lives Matter. All Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, before I bring on someone special for me, for everyone that has social media knows what this stands for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't realize that, Trump is actually supported by a lot of different people, by
Girl.
In-N-Out Burgers, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Olive Garden, Waffle House, IHOP,
Yep.
Carl's Jr., Bang, the energy drink.
Move.
So
Hi, my
loud.
sister.
Hey, Auntie.
Hey, honey.
How you feeling?
Girl. Oh, I'm on. Listen, I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing? We doing?
Girl, we all right.
You know, nephew, I am so sorry that I had to give you up at such a young age. You have grown up to be a beautiful person. You have overcome so many things. You have overcome obstacles while trying to work through the hips and ass that come naturally from my side of the family.
Auntie.
So I'm proud of you, and I want you to continue to thrive and soar and not let any of them bitches keep you down.
Right.
Oh,
I won't.
thanks, Auntie.
And stay out them streets because of right now I want to whoop hoes asses, and I don't need to be out there whooping hoes asses, so you stay in the house.
I will.
Right.
The
Right.
show is beautiful. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm doing good. I didn't want to be too heavy tonight. So I'm trying to keep it, and keep it up and
Yes,
and make sure I'm highlighting my baby because my baby needs his highlight. So, it's it's just it's so many things.
it
I'm
is.
I'm more or less, I feel like you, like I really am sick and tired of being sick and tired right now.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's to the point now, it's just like you just get so overwhelmed listening to all of the crap on media. And social media takes and amp shit up to 1,000% for no reason.
yeah.
So it's like I really want to just take and just deactivate all of my social media. Honestly, that's really really
Girl,
what I just want to deactivate all of it. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to talk to anybody about it. I just want to have a day of just peace.
it definitely makes you want to take a moment and just do nothing. And my goal was to be on today and just support like I always do, but
I understand. That's why I said I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to come
just
on,
been,
baby. I
just been
just wanted.
really heavy. Um, just like I said on my show, I feel everything. And not to make this heavy, but I feel everything right now.
Yeah.
And it's just overwhelming. And then of course, I'm trying to see what I can do to help and where I can go and how I can maneuver. And then I'm seeing, things that people are doing, and then I don't know. I love us for real. I really do as a culture, but I have to say today is not one of those days where I love us for real because I see how we do what we normally do to self sabotage and to hate each other,
Yeah.
and
Right,
it's just yeah. So
right,
there's that.
absolutely.
The show is going really well. I mean, like I said, I had to get on here and support because of the fact that he was wondering why I had to give him up, and it pretty much was because your daddy wasn't shit. And um,
Who was the daddy? Because I don't even think you remember who the daddy was.
well, I do, but you guys remember on my show that I said that I shared with those who were also being shared. So
Was it a mix?
So done.
it was just a blessing that he not know because he was a jerk. But we knew that you would be taken care of there, and
Hmm.
just look at you.
It's oh snap!
Man, if I could just get you away from your Uncle D Star, oh nasty pedophile ass.
You know, I was really gonna go into and talk about his freak number, but you know,
Did he ever tell you what it was?
no, Zalent never told me what his freak number was. I really was going to talk to him about that, but then
Oh, it's only
I
3.
remember that you were in the audience, and it's kind of sort of hard for ex current mother slash auntie to hear what their child freak meat number is. You know,
Oh yeah, I don't. Wait a
so
minute, I got to have a question though because
go ahead.
I was listening to the church story and the guy that he said that his girlfriend liked you.
No, it was his. They weren't together at that point, but they were. That was his ex. But he
Okay, so
introduced. But he introduced me. We never saw each other in person, but we were talking on the phone. So.
so so the girl was his ex,
Mm-hmm.
and he thought that she was interested in you,
Mm-hmm.
and so he wanted you guys to have exchange numbers,
Mm-hmm.
but he was still involved with her.
Yeah, and I didn't find that out until probably a few months after.
What kind of Holy Ghost shit is that though? Like, who in the hell? I want you to be with old boy at the church, and I'm gonna be with you too. Like,
I
you
really
sure he
think
wasn't trying to get at you too? Are
I
you
was
sure?
There's more. There's more to the story. We'll have to
Oh,
take online because I don't want to expose too much. But there's
okay.
more to that story.
Oh, I figured as much because I was like, that's odd. There had to be another spin that's there.
It's
so.
not
Oh,
what you're thinking of the spin, but it's very
oh,
interesting with the spin.
oh, but
Did
a
y'all
spin.
do a
Oh,
threesome?
Huh?
do who?
Did y'all do a threesome?
It's not that. It's
It didn't
something else.
sound like they had
It's
quite
something
gotten.
else. It's something else.
Hitch, I'm gonna have to know when you get off if I'm not asleep. But Lord Jesus, that's
Yeah.
oh wow.
I don't want to say it on here.
Oh, don't say it, honey. You got to keep some things mysterious so we don't need to know all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because your ex current is in the building, so we don't need him to know all your business.
Right? Like we
Not
don't need we don't need to know all his. Hold on, because see, this is the kind of shit I got to deal with. Hold on, I look's a mess, but hold on. What? Look, got doggone it, Fluffy. Look, this is what I got to deal with. Can you please leave me the hell alone, sir? I do not want to be bothered.
He said, I don't give a fuck. I'm so dead.
And he's like 60 pounds. Excuse me. Like no. Move.
He over there because he thinks something's wrong.
No, he not. He over here because I'm not paying him any attention and he's a jerkwad. What's the problem, dear? Shall I give you my white woman's voice? How may I help you?
Oh my god.
Are you okay? What is it that you need, love muffin? What is it, girl? Lassie, Timmy's fallen in the lake and he needs help.
Wait, what?
Really, Lassie? Well, we better go tell Pa now. Okay, great, let's go. Girl, his ass acting like he Lassie. Look, the heifer gonna have to drown. Leave me the fuck alone. So yeah, what I was saying was
still a shady bitch. Oh, seasoned shady
Yes.
bitch.
Yes.
like what I was saying, yeah, I definitely want to hear that. How was your day? How was y'all's day?
It was good.
It wasn't as annoying as I thought it was going to be today.
It wasn't as oh well that's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Work wasn't bad today.
Mm,
Yeah. It was kind of slow today, which I wasn't expecting, but it was a little slow.
I think because everybody, all this looting and stuff is going on, Amazon is really scared to let people know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I do know that I did get a package from Home Depot today, and it was nothing but some like snipping shears, but that box looked like it been ran through. Like them hoes thought it was probably something cute up in there, and found it. Got some damn snipping shears. Gonna send them hoes to her because we don't want that.
That's what they do.
That's what it looked like for real. What's what? Oh, Sebastian was just trying to show love, and so in his own way, where he beats the hell out of me. Yeah. So nothing new. I was just being abused by the dog. No, that's okay. I'm used to it. We'll have a whole Lifetime series about it.
Right.
What'd you say?
As the trans turn.
As the trans turn, and she gets beat up by her animals that she takes in and boards. That's how it happens.
Lord have mercy.
Has anyone talked to Shayla?
Shayla's in the comments.
Yeah, she's in the comments.
Yeah, she about drunk, though.
I was concerned about her as well.
Yeah, she's about drunk. She said she's been drinking.
Girl,
she said she's been drinking wine today.
I am old and I can't do that and then try to be up and be aware and work and with those wonderful coworkers of mine who are just the absolute best to work with.
Child, we got some people in the comments saying they are 50s and 50 plus. D-Star said his freak numbers are 50 plus. Some people say
if it gets up to a 50 plus, I mean that's like gutter butt nasty, like into a 50. Like that's just goddamn like
nut on him too. Or in him.
It's like fuck a duck type shit. Like, girl, stay like in the 20s, honey, where you can still stay within the same species, honey.
I'm still on one hand.
Because when you get up to like 50, like what's the min and the max?
The minimum is 0.
Okay, so if the minimum is 0 and 50 is what?
We ain't even on 50. We scale 0 to 10. Everything above that, I can't deal with it. I'm just sorry.
50 is eyes wide shut. You in the dungeon with them old people doing stuff. You also a prime candidate to visit overseas and go into a hostel to like kill people.
Hostel.
That's what I think. All that extra stuff, cause they have sex with them and they kill them. Well, look, they got all that money, and D-Star do work a lot, so he has the coinage to be one of those people. He started young. We know you started at like 2. Like after you got out of your diapers, you realized that you could pee on your own while standing, and it was on.
He probably into that pee and stuff too.
Oh no. I am Jean said 20.
Okay, so we'll raise it from 0 to 20. I'm still not.
I get 20 is a good number.
Okay, so where you at 19?
Is there
No, I'm at 3.
Is there a chart? Like
I think I'm gonna have to make a chart up.
It's so boring. I'm telling you, I'm a 5, like for real. It's just so boring.
Girl, quit lying.
Today. It's a 5. Now, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, it would have been like a 10 to 15, but today it's a 5.
I'm dead.
Girl, it's like getting a little bit in between you washing dishes, honey. It's hot.
While you're cooking a meal.
Well, you married, so
Not while we cooking a meal. That's nasty. I don't want none of that in my doggone food.
Some
Look,
some
sir.
mm-hmm.
Ike, I don't want none, Ike.
eat the cake,
Ike,
anime. Eat the cake,
Ike.
anime.
I don't want none. Anime, you gonna eat this cake? You gonna eat this cake, anime? Ike, I
Eat
don't
the
want
cake.
none. Don't hit me.
He's like,
Ugh. I hate when you lick my fat. Stop. I think bisexuals are auto 10s. Okay, why would you think that they're auto 10s?
Girl, I can't remember that thing. I'm at 3.
All right, y'all. The link is in the bio.
That's a very low number for a bisexual.
Yes.
Girl, that's class misconception. We're not all greedy.
Oh, you say it's classy misconception, you said?
Yes, it's a very misconception that everybody.
Oh, so in other words, you're telling 3, but you're more like an 8.
No, definitely not 3.
They heard me call you a bitch the other night. Now, if you don't want to move, you might
What
get
was
a.
that again, Jasmine?
Okay, question for Zilent. I'm late, so you may have answered this, but what is your special connection to your artist name? Okay, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
A very good question.
Connection
Never
to my artist
asked.
name.
I never did.
Which one? Which one? This one
And it's
or?
silent.
I think I kind of answered it a little bit, but again, it kind of goes with the fact that I'm so introverted. I'm kind of quiet. Like I'm very shy. If you meet me for the first time, I have to warm up. So, but
I don't think you would have to warm up around me. I said I don't think you would have to warm up around me.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I had to warm up because we have a connection already. Like if I'm like meeting you for like the first time, it takes a while for me to like calm down. And again, I overthink everything as well. So that's part of it.
So when you do calm down and your real you come out, I don't think we've seen the real you yet.
You seem like you see bits and pieces.
Not all the way.
No.
Yeah.
I think I've seen, and I the real.
Because boy, stop.
Now it's a little bit more than it. I want to see the D-Star version. It's just what I want to see, honey. I bet you that right there be like, whoa, honey. Have that baby speaking in tongues and stuff. Yandala, honey. Oh.
Stupid.
I'm your horse.
Having a good old anime fantasy, honey.
You so stupid.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh God, y'all.
Rachel Lewinsky's in the comments. What did she say?
She ain't said nothing. I would have thought people would have been hopping on the line by now, but ain't nobody hopped in.
That's because them hoes been hopping on everybody else's lives all day, girl. They sad. Girl, I was at work, working away, girl, working, and then next thing I know, I'm getting a call from Rachel and a whole bunch of folks. I'm like, I think you guys forget that during the day, I'm preoccupied with work functions and can't talk at the moment. They were calling.
Not work functions.
Yeah, because the whole Instagram can have like 4, 5, 6 people on that now.
Oh yeah, for the group chat.
Shayla.
Hi.
Hi.
What you over there drinking, Shayla?
Are you drunk too, Shayla?
Yeah, that bottle gone.
Oh, damn. I mean, you got home and you swallowed that bitch. You downed that cup, honey.
Like it's some old liquid diggling. Just
you so stupid.
Just a little water with spirits.
Oh Lord, here you come with the badass service.
Yep. You already know.
Oh Lord, here she go. Here she go. Here she go. Here she
Don't start.
There they go. There they go. Starting already.
Where your avatar at?
Already.
Where your avatar?
Savon, that dog is on your back.
Right.
What you mean?
We're doing
Oh.
sheep yoga.
Right.
You know what the problem is?
What?
I won't lay in the position that he likes to lay. It looks like he's trying to get my booty, which is not the case, but he likes to lay in front of me. And he like this is his spot. See, this is his spot. And this is where he wants to be, but y'all are right here.
Oh.
Said, move your damn arm. You already know what the deal is.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Mom. Come on.
Honey, you're gone. Move. Move with your heavy ass. Oh, you just hit my arm back. Girl, if you don't get your punk ass away from here, the fuck?
Peter about to come into this video.
Peter gonna come and get me, but they gonna come and get him too because he abuses the humans.
I'm dead.
Big ass paws. Look, I scratch. Look, I done got beat up. Look at these scratches.
Yep, you done got ashy all over again.
Look, ashy, yeah, from because I ain't put no deodorant on. I mean, no lotion on, but look at them marks. I done got beat up. I can call the police and tell them I was beat up by a black dog.
Thank you, Royalty Forever. I appreciate it. Oh, I did want to say too, everyone that's been sponsoring and sending love tokens and offerings to me, I appreciate it. It goes back into the channel. It really
yes, you guys. Make sure you guys bless with those cash apps, darlings.
So, D-Star, you done hopped on here just the whole space, or you gonna say something? Because you ain't said nothing. Shayla ain't said nothing either.
If it's service,
I was y'all was talking. I didn't want to be rude. We ain't want to be rude. We were just letting y'all talk.
Normally,
here they go.
That's the first. That's the first. The SWAT
Boy, I
team,
tell you, when the air hit your scalp, you feel like you a beast.
When the what?
I'm sorry. Say that again, because I think you were referring to me.
I think he was referring to me because he know I'm sitting here bald headed. That's what he talking about. I don't care nothing about being bald headed. I love my bald head.
I mean, it could have been split two ways. I'm just saying.
You so stupid.
Well, we wouldn't know because
it's cute.
We wouldn't know because every time you come through, honey, you got on them. You got one of your 8,000 collections of wraps on your head, girl. So we really don't know what's going on under there. I'm giving you Indigo cello.
Have mercy, Jesus.
What?
I'm Jasmine.
Cello.
Huh?
Why did she just say that?
If I was your boyfriend, if I was your boyfriend, if I was your boyfriend, it was the last night.
What's up, D-Star?
Oh, I had a question for Zilent.
No, you didn't.
Yes. What is
I had
it?
a question for Zilent.
For him, you got his phone number.
You ever been to the strip club? Yes, I did.
No.
Giving you bald head.
Because this is for the people, not for me. Okay.
Ain't nobody want to know if he went to no strip club or not.
We know you been, you whore.
Don't judge me. I was just active early. That's all.
That's right, baby. Give me that back massage.
You could have asked them offline. That's not something everybody want to know.
You have early bloomers and late bloomers. I was
No.
just early.
No. No.
Oh, he wants some attention.
Yes,
Right.
that was a good question.
Has he went to a strip club? There's a good question. You really think that's a good question?
Now you gonna lip my scalp. God damn it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yep.
To male strip club.
Move. See, I rescued him at 6 months, and he's never been away from
Your
me.
dog is hilarious.
I don't know if it's my dog or if it's my other man, the way he be acting. Move! I'm trying to lay here in bald in peace.
You know what?
I can't stand.
Look, that's when you move out the way so I can do what I gotta do. Move. That's when you perk it up.
That's it. I'm getting out of here.
See?
The live went to a whole nother way.
Girl.
This because this is what Black Lives Matter look like.
You know what?
Girl.
Don't forget, y'all, coming up on Sunday, the cool down at 8 p.m. 9 Central Time with the what news. Don't forget, y'all. What your dog finna do to you?
What in the white is going on?
This my baby.
Like hell I am.
And ain't nobody finna touch him.
Put me down, Patty Mayonnaise. Don't look at me like that, you unbuttered biscuit.
He know if he hit me like that, bitch, we will be having funeral arrangements on the next day. He would. Don't come up here, sir. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Move.
I told y'all that hoe can sing. She just don't want to sing. I told y'all.
Ooh, Suzanne, what in Caucasian is going on?
Yes, come look. God damn it! Really? That's not what we're gonna do, honey. We're gonna save that for Pollyann. No.
I am Eugene. Get on the live.
Yeah, Eugene, get on the live.
Because you was in it last time. Get on the live.
I feel like you an R. Kelly and me.
Yep.
Let me get off this phone, Eugene.
Look, now you see what you done started, Savon.
He gonna smack me. Leave me alone. Ooh.
Well, stage. Oh Lord, we got another one with the rap.
Ooh. Who is
Hey,
that?
Eugene.
What's up, people? How y'all doing?
What's up, I'm Eugene. God damn it.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Stable. You know I'll be looking for the drink of the night.
The laptop again, Jesus.
I have this Hurricane and Hennessy mix.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
You about to be out like a light.
Yeah. You want to be going, Joe.
No, not me.
Drinking don't do that to you. Drinking take you to that next level. You finna be freaky tonight.
Who, me?
You.
Child, I secured my marriage on Sunday, so you know.
Wait, you said you secured it on Sunday?
Sunday?
Yeah, I secured it on Sunday.
Tuesday, though.
You ain't got you wake up and you do a little worship and then you keep going about your business. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I ain't mad.
Wait, Eugene.
Yeah.
Both of us had DSL.
Wait,
So I,
Eugene, ain't that the day y'all wanted to pee my part?
mm-mm.
Here he go. So
You missed it. We
you
did
know
go
he ain't shit.
part on Sunday, but not like that. I'll talk to you.
So
You know
that
what?
didn't happen until after my show on Sunday.
Exactly. We
Thanks.
well home and we were on live and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning and he said,
He was knocking at that back door.
front
Do
door
they
Literally.
still?
don't matter,
So
I'm married. So
do
it's
they?
whatever though that the Lord did said that my husband won't at the moment, but
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Mm.
I don't know, you
So
can.
what was it? Oh, you know what, Xavier? You better be giving us space. Yes. What was it? Yes.
We was talking
Space.
about today. Anyway,
Yes. Space.
so I do have questions so I think that bisexual like automatically as a freak number from 1 to 20 because I started the conversation in the comments. So since I started it and you called me out, I
Who?
think she called me out. Yeah, Jay Eugene, you in here get in the comments. So since I did start it in the comments, I figured I'd get on here and kind of express why I thought bisexuality automatically puts you at a 10
Mm-hmm. We listen.
because I think that there are certain things that you can do. Like you could do the same thing with both sexes. I just think because you are open and you're kind of more fluent, that you're more acceptable to try things with each sex differently. So I think you'll just try more stuff as a bisexual person than you would as a
So
straight
you
or you have child. I had a whole child because I had a bed in 90 seconds.
Oh,
You said you had a whole child.
There was a bet, and I bet that I could make the other sex have an orgasm in 90 seconds, and the child was there born later because of those 90 seconds. Yeah.
so that means your pull-out method was sweet.
I keep telling y'all, I'm actually, I got certified. Did y'all not see Sunday when my husband said that I'm good at what I do?
I
Very
mean,
good.
I
Hold on,
believe it. That's
hold
how.
on. They not like AT. What was that boy name? On Do You Want This? My lips ain't like his right now. They not that chap. But do you not see how big my lips are?
I mean, I see you got DSLs. I do too.
No way.
I'm so done.
I mean, so but that's how Zilent got here. So with me,
I'm live.
with
Just in
me,
case you say something, I am live right now.
yeah. I mean, these are childbearing hips. That's where they came from.
I told you to smoke
Tell me
the
you was going to
hemp.
get them.
No, I said smoke the hemp because they're better for you. Excuse me, y'all. I'm talking to my mama. I'm trying to get her to stop smoking Newports and start smoking these hemp with menthol because they better for her. And she's trying to abuse me. But that's another point.
It's hard for her to transition.
I need her to be
I
healthy.
thank you for that, Savon.
Huh? What you say?
Here he go. Don't listen to him.
She wasn't trying to hit the shit.
You start what you say?
So how did you get to a 3 freak number and you bisexual? So I do have in D Star's question about the strip club, I have to comment on that personally because my husband was the first person that took me to a male strip club, right?
Ooh, yes, I like Xavier. I want to hang out.
And
Why is my auntie getting
I had never been to a strip club before Xavier, and he had been like several times. So he was like, "Do you want to go?" So finally, I get the courage to go because y'all know I was in the church, and I want my face in certain places. So I just don't care, right? So we go to Queen and Richards, right? and it was cute, right? It was cute. It wasn't too, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna give you my dollars, you're gonna have to just do a little bit more action. You ain't gotta get butt naked, but honey, I need you to twerk or something, just bounce, twerk something. And it was all right. So then we went to a strip club in New Orleans. The I forgot what the name of the strip club is on Bourbon Street. It's the only male strip club. I think it's called the Male Review or something, right? And we were hosting. We were guides for a group of women from the UK because they came over. Of course, they are artists, whatever. We told you that was the worst experience. Like, it's bad when UK women tell you, "I'd rather go see pussy." Excuse me. Like, it was the worst experience. Like, I think because when males go see males or males at strip clubs, they have some type of like, we want to have sex with you, and we just are not appreciating the art of your dancing, just like a singer sings. So we're appreciating the art. We ain't trying to go home with every single one of you. We ain't trying to go in the back room. We want to see the art form of dance in exotic.
I want to make sure that you got something worth looking at.
Exactly. Like, for real. And so I think for me, after seeing like two male strip clubs, like, I'm more excited to want to go see a female strip. Like, I want to go to Magic City and I want to see it sit down. But now I heard you could see everything virtually, like you do.
I mean, I like going to the strip club. Don't get me wrong, but I would, if I go. The only reason why I like to go to the straight strip club because all of the hardwood that's in there.
Really? So have you been to a female versus a male strip club?
I seen one of those in Atlanta, and I mean, it was cute, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. And then I mean, I don't really pay attention to the chicks when I go up in there. Like, I know a lot of the stripper girls that work there, so I'm more interested in the clientele that they got.
Shayla, have you ever been to a strip club, either male or female?
I used to work at a strip club.
Really?
Oh.
Shayla, tell what? Okay, I want to know the details. Come on, Shayla. You can't have a bottle of wine and not tell me some of the details.
King of Diamonds in Miami.
Shut up, please.
Okay. So a good story from the strip club.
I was just a money exchanger. I wasn't a dancer. I wasn't like I ain't gonna say I wasn't important because I was important. People used to look for me because they had to exchange them big bills for one.
Breathing hard. Was breathing hard. What the hell is that?
Oh, that's my puppy. She laying on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Everybody
Move, girl.
Something called a money exchange. So there's something called a money exchanger in the strip clubs, Shayla.
Yeah.
So how important is a money exchanger to a dancer? Like, is that something that every strip club needs, or is it like, okay, I would prefer, like, is that like a necessity of the strip club? Because I don't know about
it. It really depends on the strip club that I worked at. It was more, there's a difference between a strip club and a gentleman's club. I worked at a gentleman's club, which means they only take off their tops. They don't take off the bottoms.
And then I know with Shayla's, you took in, they changed in like $100 bills or $50 bills for smaller change.
Yeah.
Oh. So strip clubs, they can take everything off. They can strip totally naked, but a gentleman's club, they have to keep bottoms on.
Right.
Really depending on the regulations though too. Because some states allow and some states don't allow.
Right.
Because this is like working whenever you do drag shows, like for the girls that have tits, you can either come out and because you still have a penis at the bottom, like you're not required to wear pasties. But if you have a cisgender woman in the show and she comes out and she tries to show her breast, she has to actually have pasties on.
Wow.
Girl, we had to have pasties in there, period. It didn't matter. They want to see them goddamn areolas, girl. Them Oreos.
No.
They didn't. They wouldn't let them.
I wore pasties.
Wait, hold on.
Shayla, you was not gonna walk
I
past
thought
this.
you
Like,
was
we ain't
just
hear
money
that.
exchange.
Yeah, money exchange, but they can tip me too.
Really?
So
Yeah.
you just out there in your motherfucking tatas just hanging out.
Well, I mean, I had on a see-through shirt, but then I
Really?
had the pasties on up under.
You know what, Shayla? This is why you fuck with us. You assisted with a pussy. You do all the same shit that we do. That's why you all up in here, bitch. You just got a vagina. That's it. Hey.
I have a sister-in-law very like Shayla. So I guess
Yeah.
my next question, because I want to, Zillion, would you ever, with anyone that you are or would be dating, would you ever go to a strip club with them? Like, if that's something they were into, would you ever do that?
Yeah, okay.
I would love to.
Really?
Oh God! But wait, I want to go to a straight club though. I don't want to go to. I don't want to go to the punk bar. I want to go to the straight club.
Did she just let me go off camera?
Huh?
I get it though. I get it.
I
I've
don't
been
want to
there.
go. I don't want to go to the punk bar. Like, no.
But you know what? I want to go experience the one thing that I keep telling him that I do want to go to. It's kind of like the whole, doggone it, Circus Soleil, like the whole like Circus Soleil, like Vegas live event, like
Yes.
that kind of.
Vegas is fun.
It's very fun. It's a lot to do there.
Yeah,
And
It's hot as hell though.
It's what?
it's hot.
It's hot as hell.
It's
I think it's worth the experience. Like, I think I would love the experience of seeing, just the whole show. That's why it's like with the Men Strip Club. I mean, I didn't see your front, I didn't see your back, I didn't see you two-step, and you don't really too much have any tricks. Now the old dance was back, like the seduction day, this dance was back. And it's another one that's on Twitter now that I do like.
How long have you been in Atlanta?
I moved to Atlanta in 2009 originally, and then I'm back to Chicago, and I moved back in 2012. Then I left in 2017 and went to New Orleans. New Orleans kind of took over for me, though. New Orleans was like, I don't know. New Orleans is very different.
I'm trying to find like an old girl that has been there since like early 2000s, bitch. Because there was this stripper there called Essence that used to work my goddamn nerve, honey. In Atlanta.
No, my favorite stripper of all time. The one I asked my husband for my birthday. Like, if I could get a stripper, it's always been Team Seduction to me. Like that. And when he had the dreads, I was even more so like, that's the one for my birthday. That's the one I want.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do it though, because Essence was like, what's up? He was like losing money trying to be over at the spot where I was at, and I was all young and young and just out of church, honey, because I was still very Laura Ingalls-ish. So I think he liked that it was all that youth. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, the old new girl, new fresh meat done came out. You would tear that bitch up and ruin her goddamn life. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was here for it, but then he pulled out that monstrosity, and I was like, oh girl, no, I like my ovaries. No thanks.
See, I don't necessarily want to have sex with the strip. I like the art. Like, I like art. I love art forms.
I like the art too, but once you get to doing all that dancing and gyrating and rubbing and it's touching and Lord Jesus, it's big and it's at my eyeball, and then all of a sudden my eye yawn.
Taking it from a profession to taking it from profession to personal, and we take it personal.
And I knew he wanted to take it personal, and I was like, Lord, I just don't know, girl. Your wife might find out. So, but every time I was there, my best friend would tell him I was there.
Oh, Eugene, you do know seduction is a Scorpio, right?
No, girl.
I'm a Libra Scorpio. And trust me, I've had about when we were in New Orleans, when we was home for my birthday, that's all I wanted was a seduction. I wanted seduction for my birthday, not like literally, I wanted him to come dance. And
Yeah, they being hoes talking about strip.
We not being okay. So I was talking about freak numbers. And
No, I'm saying, are y'all still live? Because like for the last 3-4 minutes, I've been kicked off live because we've been having trouble down here. So I was just wondering, were y'all still live? And I come back to see y'all are still live.
Yeah, we were still here, just holding the show on, and giving the people what they want, lustful stories of our, younger selves, and I had to tell them a few times about all the times that all the things that I used to do, and before I started praying again and giving my life back to God and learning the book of Exodus more.
I'm so done.
The book of what? The book of what, Savon?
Exodus.
So I guess another question would be: is it okay for should gay Christians be okay going to a strip club with their other half or partners? Should that be okay, or should that not be okay?
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay to go with your partner?
Yeah, I do. Because for me, he's gonna want. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna go want to see a little ding-ling, little nice little kiss. He gonna want to go see little breastises and little cooch, and I'm actually gonna want to see little breastises and little cooch too. So I'm like, we just gonna go through this and we just gonna see it all.
Jasmine, fix your face.
Yes. Yes.
So you would like seeing a female stripper as well as you would like seeing a male stripper?
Absolutely.
Are there any co-ed strip clubs? Now that's something, Shayla.
I think we might be able to
make a little money with that one, Shayla. What you think about that? A co-ed male and female strip club.
I would love that.
Taylor Jones in Atlanta is.
You say what?
But see,
Taylor Jones or no, Swinging Richie's is a co-ed. Half of it is male, half of it is female in Atlanta.
So how does the crowd work? Like, so I could see.
That's what I want to know. Like,
I could see certain dudes being like, "I'm not going over. They got niggas in there too." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. So how does it work? Like,
honestly, to be 100 with you, it's more Caucasian in there because a lot of black dudes don't want to go to it
because of our own little.
Say that again, Zilent.
But we would want to go. Like, we just would.
That's what I would do. Like, I think
I will go to Eugene. I mean, I promise I would. I'd be like, yes.
Masculinity at its best.
Yes, honey. Me and babe. Like, listen, here, we're gonna take some money.
I would be in there. Like, I would be in there. I think it wouldn't be because it's like you get the best of both forms. It's like the masculinity, femininity all together, and you get to enjoy it with your spouse. So it's nothing sneaky or nothing like
nothing at all.
Go to a training strip club then.
You say what?
Huh?
He would want to.
Wait.
Listen, so mine would go with one.
Just for trans people?
He would go.
Yes.
I would support.
I would support. I would definitely support. And I would love for them to just give him all that he needs, honey. Girl, I want you to take care of him and just, dance wise. Like, don't do too much, girl, because then I'm gonna have to bust you in your mouth. But just, give him the illusion, the everything. Give him all that. And then just stay away from me with it, girl, because I'm really not trying to compare titties, girl. But
I mean, the one I'm gonna open is called Chunky Asses.
Jasmine,
wait a minute, Jasmine. You just want to open up a
like,
called Chunky Asses.
Chunky
I want to know what the apostle has to say about this.
Well, she don't know, won't hurt her.
Oh, okay. Well, you listen. You have my silent support.
I support.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to know about the church experience.
I'm coming to be the money exchanger.
I got
Yes.
You gonna be the money
'Cause
exchanger?
we know if they ain't got at least $50, they can't come in at the door. You turning them around. Wait, Zillion, you say quiet as a skip. You'll be a money exchanger too, as long as they're tipping you.
Right.
Yep.
My first drag show, I was asked to go. My first drag show, I was asked to go to. I was asked to come back stage. That was when I seen the power of duct tape. So
Oh
all strip
yes.
clubs, nothing for me. D Star, I think I very much like Jasmine started going to clubs in Chicago. I went to Club Escape and I went to
Thank
I
you.
went to
Good
Club
night.
Escape and I went to the Jeffrey Pub back in the 90s.
And that's when duct taping was strong, baby. But it would give you a nice kitty cat.
So
A
Connie
fat cat or
Dupree,
camel toe.
Connie Dupree was hosting Rough and Stuff, who actually still hosted Club Escape like 20 something odd years later. I was able to go backstage because that's when everybody was doing pageants and all that, and I was the designated driver back then because I was too young and I had a license, so they could drink and I couldn't. So caused the power of kind of like drag and transformation because anybody that knows Rough and Stuff knew back then he was a Chicago angel and this dude that could like rough you up, but then to see him just transform into like that's what I get when I'm talking like with a high pitched voice because he is silly, but he's like really personable in him. So I learned the power of duct tape probably in 1998. Like that's the first duct tape belt thing that I've ever saw, and it kind of it did
Wait a
change.
minute, a duct tape what?
So back then they were doing a belt. They were making the whole belt. So like a chastity belt thing. They did
Anybody
a whole.
else hear an echo?
Yep.
There's an echo.
I think that's on D Stars.
That's
Yep.
on me.
All them damn errors.
Oh, what?
I
That's
do hear
Dayspring.
echo, but I don't know where it's coming from.
That's
Hold
my-
on.
Sorry.
Lord.
I'm so dead.
I got an echo.
Oh, it's gone now.
It's gone.
You done left the building. Hi, Rachel.
Sure.
Hey, Jasmine.
So when you were, so what they would make a belt with the tape, like
No, it would be like a whole pair of panties that was made out of duct tape.
bitch, stop.
This was like in 1998.
I
So
mean, I
like,
get that because the girls we used to tuck our shit down with duct tape too to keep that shit from
no, see,
sliding
they was a
and
little
give
bit
you
more.
that good old, that good old flat, honey. That flat,
Chicago.
and give you that little bit of that little split to make it look like you got a little lip.
See, I've seen all the tricks. Then my sister, Big Sexy, like rest her soul, like we was always back in the back with everybody in the back. So it just, I think drag really transformed my life because that became my family because I was the only child and I was a preacher kid by default. So I was at church, and then when I was at church, when I got away from my mama, I was dating a preacher. So it was a whole different kind of stuff.
Ooh, that right there's a story I want to hear, honey. Because yes,
But you
Lord,
said you were dating a priest. A preacher?
Girl.
So I was younger.
Okay.
I get it.
Hold up. We saving that for the 23rd. He'll be with us on the 23rd. I book ahead.
Question was to Zillion. I wanted to know about that. That's what I really wanted to know about. If you could go into that, if it wasn't something that was like a bad thing, like the whole church, like the whole church thing that you were talking about. Because you know, that's what I want to know about.
Don't get me started on this church. I'm scared.
Honey, the church is where it all begins.
I'm scared. They might.
I didn't do anything in church.
No,
That's
you said something about a
But
relationship
you met
in the
like
church.
a guy and a girl. You had your like thruple.
You said
but
a
I
what?
wasn't talking to him.
You weren't talking to them. You were just thrown into the thruple ship.
I was talking to the girl.
And he was talking to her. And you too. You just didn't know it.
See, that's okay.
And
So I
all it,
still am on this. We need to do this male female trans strip club, like, and have Shayla and Zillion be the money exchanges and then Jessica.
I'm just gonna be the host and MC. I'm not coming out there to do no stripping because I'm getting too old for that. I can let it down like it's warm, not
If
like
Mama
it's hot.
D could strip and look good stripping, anybody could do. Because Mama D starting to look good.
I mean, she done had enough procedures these last couple years.
Ooh, y'all shady.
Well, no, she looked good anyway for her age, but those procedures definitely enhanced. I'm not mad at Mama D. Shit, I ain't mad. Girl, stop when you can't no more. So I ain't mad. Shit, she look good. She look good.
Rachel, you
The only
said
thing
your
I did in
numbers
church
was
was
better.
sing. That's it.
I've never seen it. Well, it
I
depends.
tried.
It's different to me than it is to a lot of people. Because a lot of people, like, for some person drinking, like Shayla drinking her little sip of wine right now in the bed, that's sinful. But then to me, it's like if you do anything in excess of, like, realized I started taking ISO T. It really do work out. I've lost 20 pounds in a month for real, for real. But it started making me think, like, I started eating and overeating because food was really good, not because like I went through like a depression. Like, food just became good. Like, if I went and I got some sushi and the sushi was good, I got me another thing of sushi for later because sushi was good, and it just kind of stops your mind frame. So in that, it's just like
But it actually works for you. It works.
it really worked. Like, I swear to God, when we first ordered it and Funky Dineva was talking about it, I was like, nah, I'm not going to lose no 5 pounds and not exercise or walk or nothing. But it really does. So the way I do it, I don't do the whole tea every day. They doesn't do it. Like, I take the first part every day, the little kind of like vitamin part of it, and the actual tea, the CBD tea. My mom drinks the tea daily, but it sends you to the bathroom like crazy. So you have to kind of know what works for you. I just do that daily, and it kind of curbs my appetite because I needed to get to a solid 200 before COVID was over, before they went crazy with this rioting and all that. And the crazy thing, speaking about that,
Oh God.
Georgia was in and it's crazy because Georgia was in the second phase of getting ready to
Jasmine, where
open.
you up?
I'm here.
The only person that we know go sneak off and get snacks for show is on camera right now because they're
I'm eating my food after we done drink.
But no, like, so Georgia was supposed to open up the second phase of Georgia on the 31st. So everything was supposed to be opening up a little bit more. You saw us kind of go out to the park, and then George Floyd's death, which I grew up in Minnesota. So I'm probably going to do a live one day with my mom. I grew up in Wayzata, Minnesota, Plymouth, Minnesota, around the Minnesota
Come on,
area.
big change.
Jasmine, your hair was looking gorgeous and it's looking amazing.
I know she got hot though.
So
She got hot.
at 14 or 15 years old, that happened to me. If it wasn't for the fact that my white friend's sister went and got my mother when we got off the bus, we were 6 foot, 6'2", 6'6". We were in middle school. The white officers, when we got off the bus, in middle school, we were in middle school, and 3,000 people in middle school, and because it was an affluent area, Minnesota is the land of lakes. And my question from the beginning, honestly, about the whole George Floyd thing was George Floyd dating a white female? Because Minnesota police officers, especially white officers, feel some type of way about black men dating white females, and that's been going on for years. We got caught.
So even if she's one of the ones that no one else really wants, they're okay. They're not okay with just kind of like throwing that one over across the fence.
You can see in Minnesota, right? It's common to see a black female and a white male, black male and a white woman. That's very common. But when it comes to the law and the way the government officials look at that, especially a white woman with a black man, they have never liked that. I graduated, that's where I went to school when I talked about Kirsten. Like, I went to Plymouth, I went to Cooper, I went to Wayzata. Those were the schools that I went to. I was the only black kid in there until Steve moved. And when Steve moved, it's like 3 black kids in a neighborhood of only 3,000 people in the whole city, in the whole town, period. So first, the one thing that saved us was my mom allowed me to go and be at McDonald's. So most people knew me because I was a manager at McDonald's. So when these white cops literally put us in the little ties or whatever, my mom's first thing at that moment was, that's an underage child. Why didn't you call his parent? No matter what he looks like, no matter what you thought, did you ask for his ID? Did you ask him how old he was? If that could have been very well been me in 1994, 1995. So I have a different kind of thing with the whole George Floyd thing. And it's like when they're rioting, yeah, okay, they went to Prada, they went to all of these different stores. But at the end of the day, and that's why I'm really big on why we're saying we need to support our own right now. Because at the end of the day, their insurance is going to cover all this stuff, right? Their insurance that covers it, they're going to inflate the cost to recoup what they just lost. And then that's going to come down on us. So we as a community have to be more inventive. And we have to put more trust in each other that we're not trying to get over. I think that's the big thing in our community, that a lot of people and a lot of stigma has been put on as far as businesses and black businesses and queer businesses, that everybody's trying to get over. You trying to get over, so I'd rather go there. We went to a t-shirt shop because the thing we're supposed to be doing in the park on the 7th. So Zay and I went literally to the t-shirt shop 3 days ago, to have the shirt for Urban Hippie Edibles and the shirt for Silent X made, so we can have it made before time, but so it would be done in order. And it was a black business, right? We talking about supporting black business. Because all of you have platforms. The first thing we asked them was, are you black owned? Yes. So if we bring our, audience, or if they come to you to get their shirts done versus going to someone else, then what does that look like? Can they do it from a website? What do you have? What can we give to them? What can we offer them? And you know what they said to us? After we're paying $35 per shirt, where we could go to Spreadshirt and pay $15 and cut costs and get it directly shipped. But because we needed it in a certain time, after we paid $35 to the black business owner, we'll see about what we can do. Savon is sleep. She said she had her a long day. So that was, another thing when you were talking about.
Let Savon go, y'all. So y'all go ahead and say goodnight to Savon.
Bye, Auntie.
Love you.
Good night, Savon.
That's too much. So yeah, that was another thing when we talk about supporting black businesses. It's like when you try to support black businesses and you try to give them your business, the way that black businesses treat black business owners and people that are trying to promote or give them business is totally different than you do in other, especially the straight black. Like with, and I think it's somebody, if somebody that's black in our community does t-shirts, please hit me up. Like, let me know, because we starting to want to get a lot of t-shirts made, and I would prefer rather than having to use Spreadshirt, that we could give the business to somebody that wants to do it and that's creative. So if there's somebody that sees this video, please inbox me at silentnextradio@gmail.com so I can start utilizing you. And if your prices are conducive, everybody else can, please. I'm just saying.
Savon said good night to everybody.
I'm so dead.
We know.
I just called her. So I posed this question. Well, doggone it, I forgot what I was going to take him to say. Whatever. Whenever it comes back to me, I'll say it again. But I forgot what I was talking about.
I'm working at the church, and I'm really scared that I may get fired tomorrow. Only because I'm not actually afraid, actually. But if they want to fire my fat ass, they can go right ahead. Because I've been posting a lot of like stuff that the church don't really agree with, especially what's going on right now. So if they want to, they can go on. And y'all brought it up, and it just made me think about it.
Okay, what happened?
Wait, what happened at the church?
I literally just got hired at church to do security, but with the climate and everything that's going on surrounding George Floyd and, our trans brothers and sisters, like, my Instagram, like, I've been like going live and talking about things that the church probably would not agree with, stuff that we talk about. Mm-hmm. And they might, they're like, the HR text me was like, oh, can you come in? We want you to sign, forget you to sign something, or I don't know. But I'm like, girl, they're probably going to fire my ass.
Well, first of all, can I take this one, Jasmine? First of all, see, we is the church. See, that's the first problem I have with the edifice of buildings, even though they're a temple. You are representative of you. As long as you're doing and you're a light for somebody else, that's probably, and a lot of people don't get along because they put so much into what the church is supposed to be, and they've lifted the church up to a standard instead of really realizing that we are the church. Every time I see you, Rachel, you give me a light, you give me laughter, you give me something, like, even in a bad situation, I could go back and rewind some of the silly stuff that you do, and it gives me like, okay, there's somebody out there. Now, of course, I have questions that I want to ask at certain times, but it's still, you are the church. So, when you go back and they say something, please tell them that the bishop said, I am the church, so I did what wrong in being a light to those that needed me to be a light to them. Please I want to know what they got to say to that.
Okay.
So my question that I posed to my people of color on the panel: how do you all feel about some people taking and justifying the murder, or the killing, however you want to take a look at it, of some of these Black people? They're taking and justifying it.
You cannot justify at any cost. You say what?
I say go ahead.
Hold on, let me say this. Hold on. Now, was anybody? No, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm gonna let it go.
No, say
Come on.
I don't want to talk about it because it happened in a space where it shouldn't be talked about on the outside. But y'all go ahead.
Okay, we'll talk about it later then.
I will say this: I am a person that is about human life, not necessarily Black life, white life, because at the end of the day, to me, the way that my mother raised me was that my mother didn't see color. My mother didn't see sexuality. My mother didn't even see religion, honestly. My mother was one of those people, when you walked in the door, the Jehovah's Witness knocked on the door, My mama was the one that was gonna open the door, talk to the Jehovah Witnesses, and explain to me that there was another religion and to make a choice about religion. So my mother was very open and free about all of that. My mother did not know how to handle homosexuality per se, because it wasn't something that she had to deal with or anybody in our family had ever came out about the killings in specifically. There is not anything that anybody has done that warrants or gives life or breath to anybody but their mother. And their mother opened their legs or opened their stomach to birth another life into this society to be the light that they are. So I dare any
Watch it,
man
D-Star.
I dare any man or woman or anybody to take a life that you did not give. Now, my mama might take the life out of my body because, she feel like she gave it to me. But then it's ultimately up to God whether if she tried to take that breath out of my body, whether he's going to let it. A lot of this, it's sad. It's sad in a whole different perspective, not just in trans lives, because I'm starting to pay attention because of Hope, Giselle, and T.S. Madison, you all. I'm starting to actually, tune into a lot of trans things that are happening and a lot of trans things that I never paid attention to. And I'm seeing trans people be killed just like black people. I'm seeing white people be killed like black people. I'm just seeing a lot of killing and a lot of anger and a lot of rage over a lot of stupidity. Because at the end of the day, if like I might want to fight you, don't get me wrong. I might want to fight you. You might have pissed me off enough that we might need to step in the ring and we can put on some gloves and go round and round, but it's not losing your life. I don't think there's anything worth losing your life.
Are you guys gonna talk about the that video today that have
I touched on it lightly, Rachel, and I am not going to because I'm gonna get pissed off all over again. And I'm trying not to get in that space again. But I'm gonna briefly say this. That's the reason why I can get behind, but it's hard for me. It's hard for me to get behind Black Lives Matter and the Black movement when something like that takes place.
Yeah.
Because she was a Black trans woman and there were 15 to 20 Black men jumping on one person. And they screamed out every derogatory term that a person of the flag or the gay community, however you want to take and say it, that those are some of the last words that they hear which is gay, fag, sissy, punk.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it like that because I'm using those same terms. Those terms are some of the last ones that we as a Black queer community hear before we die.
Yep.
And it's past the point of being sad because they only was able to seek refuge from people outside of their race, and it's a sad state because there's all those men there were all these females, and the females wanted to jump in on the Black trans lady, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it saddens and it sickens me to my stomach for that kind of foolishness.
Humanity is blind, and I think when we realize I think once people really realize that in any situation, say shots had fired and all that, it wouldn't matter if you was trans, white, Black, Indian, Muslim. If your blood matches the other person's blood type at the end of the day, and as long as you're not in a place of being infected or that you're able to give blood, it's going to give you that blood to make sure that you have the blood that you need.
I'm going to say this. I want everybody to take and do this for me. Please just go along with this for just 1 second. I want everybody to take and close their eyes for a second. and just listen to the words I'm about to say. So, picture you going into a store.
Mhm.
Not you. I'm just going to say, picture a person going into the store. Okay, when that person goes into the store, they see all these different people around them. This person walks in the store to pick up a bag of chips. Whenever one person figures out what the other person's situation is, whether the twitch was a little bit more than the other person's twitch was, or maybe they recognized them from a late night rendezvous,
Mhm.
they took
Mm.
and bashed them over the head.
Mm.
Now take and think about if that is your brother. What if
Mm.
that's your sister? What
Mm.
if that's you?
See, it
And
has
you're the
been.
person that's standing there and looking. Now we still have our eyes closed because we see that this is a person first. Sexuality second. This person is first.
Mm.
How can you stand there and be an innocent bystander, even if you are recording it on your phone? How can you stand there and allow this to happen in front of you?
Oh
Now,
wow.
then, I want you to sit and to ponder and to think about that for just a second. Let it sink in. And then when it sinks in, I want you to open up your eyes and tell me the first thing that you think of.
Rage.
That's
And
the reality that people should take a look at. Not the skin color, not the sexuality. That is a human being first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
it's rage. And
Yeah.
being gay bashed, or have, if you've ever been gay bashed, which I actually have, coming from coming from one of the clubs, that is like the police pass right by. Like I can remember being in the middle of the street in Chicago and the police like literally driving right by because it was a gay person fighting in the middle of the street. Like it's rage all over again. It's rage.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but I can't say that I've never been gay bashed as far as like physically, because I guess most of the places I've ever went, I know, but no one I guess has never gotten that vibe from me. So I guess so. That's never happened to me. But I'm
Alan,
sorry yeah.
I just realized what up, bro? What up?
Hold on,
How
Rachel,
are
for just
you?
a second.
I'm
I figured you. I figured after I keep talking
Hey,
after
Ronnie,
a
you back
while,
there?
Yeah.
you'll figure out who I was.
Hey,
Child, I ain't
Auntie.
got no glasses on. I can't see, and I
Hey.
just so name, and you ain't got no dreads in, so you know without my glasses,
Yeah.
you
You know, I cut
know.
my
Hold up, you do
dreads
full
almost 2 years,
dreads.
almost 3 years ago.
I'm sorry,
But,
that's Apostle Allen. We know each other from a long time ago, child.
We
but
know,
Long.
most
we know, D-Lo. Trust
hey,
me,
Miss
I know
Jasmine,
D-Lo.
looking all delicious like a beautiful snack this evening.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
How you doing?
Why you hit me, baby? I was
how
just
you
being
doing?
funny.
I'm just enraged. Like I'm
Jasmine
still
being sweet.
mad, Jasmine. Like after we just did the exercise, like I really am still pissed off. Like I'm pissed off all over again. Like
Yeah.
it's pissing me off. like,
I was
I
when I
get pissed
saw
off
it
every time.
I was actually like taking a moment to relax. I was in the tub and I called my mom and I was like, girl, 'cause she had been calling me all day, like, babe, what's going on? How are you? What's up? 'Cause you know, your parents can tell when that spirit is jacked up and they just know you.
Hmm.
And I was just like, we were just talking about it last night. You know, we were talking about it how people will take opportunities even in this moment that where we're trying to all be out and fight for us as a race, you know, against, you know, injustice, against being profiled, but then you have folks it's going to take an opportunity to also take rage out on you.
Yep.
On you. And watching that video and then watching the non-black store owners like no, and then ending up having to put her
Put her in the
behind
courtroom.
like the gate to keep them
Just
away
so.
to keep them away from her. I'm like, what in the hell was so horrible that you felt that you had to just do this to this one person? Like, really,
Right.
like what? I mean, she could have been reckless by the mouth talking trash. All of you, though, like all of you.
Right.
And then the amount of feelings and rage that I had seeing this, like the things that I won't say, but just seeing this, that I wished happened to all of them, gets us nowhere.
And
Even
then
the
it
ones that
helps
was
you with
videotaping,
the
and even the ones that was pulling up and trying to jump into it. I
You
mean,
did have
folks
a
is
few
willing
that
to
was like,
taking off
no.
their shirt and everything.
Yeah, you had a few that was like, no, and they was trying to get in. They was blocking me. Like, no, 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 no. You gotta come out at some time. You gotta come out at some time. Like, what? What are you doing? What are your issues? Why do you feel like this is your moment to shine and be the big bad wolf and the big bad bully to show them you about that life? See, the good thing about that, if they ever tried that with me, I always had uncles and cousins. And when I'm telling you my uncles and cousins about that life, big time dope dealers, and them hoes would never know that it was big time dope dealers. So
Tell them I'm single.
soon as they fucked with me, and I just had to tell them what the hell was going on.
I think my camera's off. It's just making it.
Tell them I'm
happened?
single.
Oh, big time. You hear me?
I like older men.
And then I say something, you know, what happened? What happened? What happened? I tell them what's happened. Oh, who did? They did that? Bet. And sometimes I wouldn't because I ain't want them to get in trouble. But when shit like that happened, send them right there on them. And I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn if they beat at them near death. And as blacks, this is what we're talking about, that black on black crime that we do. You know, right? So when you're out there, you're wanting to take up for us, but for some of those same people, you also looking because you like as soon as they get one good moment, you next.
But it ain't
Right.
that crime, Savon. It's gay on gay
Hey.
crime because gay people do it to gay people.
Absolutely.
All the damn
Right.
time.
So I want to come Sunday. I want to come to Piedmont Park. I want to meet some folks that I've been talking to that I would love to meet. My tolerance for all that stupid ass fighting, though, I'm
I ain't
42
got
years
none.
old. I ain't got time for that. And the girls that act real cute, I don't have time for that, girl. And so the reason why I don't show up is not because of fear or anything like that. I'm an old girl. I'm not finna fight you. I'm not finna break a nail,
Girl,
bitch.
you not old, you seasoned.
I'm not finna break a nail, bitch. I'm not finna really windmill with you too much. 'Cause I'm gonna be out of breath. So all I'm gonna do is put a bullet in your head, and then, bitch, everybody gonna be mad at me because I done shot you. Back
But
up, ho. You don't know me.
they,
Stay
like we
away.
say, Savon, you know, in our care, at least one person is licensed to carry. At
I
least
am
one.
licensed to carry several
Hello.
things, but please
Bye.
back up. Please back
Hello.
up, girl.
Bye.
I want you to go home tonight. I want you to hug your mom and your daddy so you'll be sensational to the next person who's not prepared like me. So please move.
But yeah, it's
Can
just
I
like
can I pose this question? Can I
sure.
pose this question that I've always wondered? Okay, Black Lives Matter, but I want to do Black Gay Lives Matter. That's a question I've always had
I
because it
asked
seems
that, and
like
they seem like
So
it don't.
we want it to matter to everyone else, especially in times like this, but it don't matter to each other when we out. Bitch, we could give a damn about each other most of the time.
Exactly.
We in the
We
clubs
would
beating the brakes off of each other and it got slick mouths. So I'm like, who in the hell want to promote and support any of that bullshit? Honestly, I
we were
wouldn't.
at the park Sunday with everybody. So outside of the foolishness that y'all saw that happened from this moment to that moment at the park, like literally it was just literally as y'all saw, you know, those who tuned in that watched Chi-Chi's live when we casually walking through the park, it's just us three just literally casually walking through the park. Do you know that it was more of our people that literally turned their nose up at us, that literally were offended that we were in the space of the park that they were in, than it was hold on, let me say black gay people. Because
I was
the
just
white
gonna say because the
because
Black Punk group
Right.
the
in
white
Atlanta.
because yeah, in Atlanta, the white gay people came over and they were just as friendly. The straight people were just as friendly and hi, we're here together in Sharon Park. And it the difference in being in the park this Sunday after the incident with George Floyd and being in the park a week or a week and a half ago. Like the energy of the park was very different because we were in the park like 2 weeks ago when Chi first said he wanted to do the park on the 7th, and everybody was playing kickball. Everybody was having a great time. Everybody was friendly, and it was no drama. It was, it was still a couple of people being a little shady, but the energy and the atmosphere of like everything after this incident with George Floyd, and then after Hope Giselle got on, and Hope said what she said about trans lives, like the energy of everything in the park to me Sunday had changed to like I just want to fight. I'm just angry. I'm angry because wherever I'm angry and I want to get that anger out at however. So you got police running from one side of the park, jumping in their cars to the other side of the park over nothing. You got girls that ain't even 15 years old at Piedmont Park with brass knuckles. For what?
I am.
But I want to say, I don't know. Just piggyback off of what I said earlier about do black gay lives matter? It don't, like you said, you even said, Savon, they don't, because it's prejudice against black gay people against other black gay people.
Yeah,
right. It's prejudice because number one, what does a lot of people say? Let me be honest. Before I met my husband, I had more white gay guys that were trying to get with me than black gay guys, because black gay guys, what's the number one motto? No facts, no films, no training. That's the black gay motto. We fight against each other because we don't understand. They don't even understand. A lot of that still goes back to slavery. We've been slaved in our mind to where we fight against each other so much. Black folk already fight against black folk, and now you got black gay folk that fight against other black gay folk because you're not like me. Your skin's not light enough. Your body's not tight enough. You don't look a certain way. You're too feminine. You're too butch. You're this. You're that. We have it's like, dang, we all gay. Can we just scrap all this and get along?
Once again, you had one slave that was allowed in master's house that was the head slave. So everybody, and once again, I make that point. We are in our society, they always feel, especially when it comes to black gay businesses and a lot of businesses that do black business, you're trying to get over on them. Once again, it's slave mentality, because the one that was light skinned, the one that was the house nigga in the slave world, that was the one that ran all the other niggas. So that was the one you trying to get over. Oh, you come on. Everybody
they used to sit up and say, Massa is we sick. Massa is we tired. Massa, what's wrong with us? And it had nothing to do with them, because the Massa was sick. Massa is we sick. Why did you say is we sick? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Why is you asking the Massa is we sick?
So let me pose this question.
Mm-hmm.
I pose this question to everybody. So since we're asking and trying to figure out, do black gay lives matter? It's more not necessarily a question. It's just a comment. So if we matter and we're supposed to be, pro black, pro this, pro that, why is it that when a butch queen or when a gay man sees a trans, they're one of the first ones to point out that person's teeth?
Can I say something about that? Honestly? A lot of times it's misinformation, non-education, and non-understanding. Because
on the same token, we're in a day and time now. It's so much more easier to take and look up something instead of being ignorant towards it. So I'm dotting out my I's and putting it all together so everybody can understand where I'm coming from with this. So if we're saying all this matters and we're supposed to be pro this, and you see your fellow sister, whether they are hard as a brick or they're soft and passable, going through a situation, do you stand with them and fight, or do you egg it on and fight her down?
I'm gonna fight with him personally. We ain't gonna.
I can tell you right now, I ain't gotta like her little dusty ashy ass.
You
But
not
if
gonna.
somebody, but if somebody fucking with her for no goddamn reason, I don't give a damn about her being dusty. I don't give a damn about how I feel about her. That ain't gonna happen because it would happen to me if I don't stand up for others. We still have got to unite with each other. Now, once we get done uniting with each other, I still may not fuck with you when I'm done. Like, girl, look, I still don't fuck with you, but that was some bullshit. And I wasn't to let that shit go down. Okay?
So, on the same token, so what if it's a group of the black men doing this to a black trans sister?
I'm gonna listen. So what I gotta do is to be strategic. Because two dead chicks ain't gonna work. Somebody gotta be able to tell the damn story. Now, I always show up packing where I can carry legally. I will. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can. I'm gonna try to get them off of her. I will do my best, and that's me trying to get in the mix and moving through if I can. And if one of them got to get shot in their kneecap so they can't walk no more, in their ass cheek or that dangling, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have to back up.
I think because I was bullied at some point and I went through all of that, it ain't no way you finna be, and I guess I began to fight because of that. Ain't no way you trans, you gay, you if you in the right. I don't care who it is, like black, gay, white, like I know we're specific about it. But if in the right and somebody is doing you wrong, I'm gonna stand for what's right, period. You're not wrong for living in your truth. You're not wrong for being trans and being in the same space that everybody else is in. You're not wrong for being black or being no, as long as you're in the right. Now see, here's the difference. If you in the wrong and you do some stupid shit, I'm not gonna risk me for you being stupid. Now see, there's a difference.
Right. Exactly.
If you in the right and you ain't did nothing and they gonna come, I'm gonna stand 100% with you. But let's not forget, it's a lot of people that do a lot of dumb, ignorant stuff and think you gonna stand with them in their ignorance. No, man.
No.
So what about whenever we had seen Savon showed it to us last week? The guy and his girlfriend, which was a trans woman, they were fighting, or we assumed they were fighting. I'll put it like this. He had her held down on the ground and he was trying to talk to her. As soon as this carload of niggas pulled up, and pardon this person for saying it like that, but that's what they were, pulled up and said, hey, fool or folk or whatever it was, why you messing with that girl? Oh, it's a nigga, or that's my boyfriend, a dude. This a dude is what he said. And then they said, oh, so you trying to take and make a dude your housewife or a faggot or your housewife or something to that effect. I mean, how do you take and deal with that situation? And he literally had her held on the ground.
I have, the first time I've ever seen that happen, I was 19. Jamie, who is now gone, Joe, who is now gone.
Oh, Shayla.
Jamie was a trans and Joe was her boyfriend. Joe was kind of violent, so they wouldn't go to Pride, they wouldn't go to different things like that. And so when Joe would get around his male friend, Jamie was supposed to be the epitome of a woman, but of course Jamie was a trans person, right? So the first time I've experienced it and I didn't understand it, and I think the question that you're asking is, if I saw it, how do I, because that would be somebody that I cared about, but I didn't know what to do in their relationship because it was like I have respect for Joe, I have respect for Jamie. If you dumb enough to go back, and hear me out when I say this. If you want to escape, I'm gonna help you escape. But a lot of times those relationships they're conditioned in abuse where they go back to that abuse. And if I'm going to help you get out the abuse and fight you, once I help fight this Negro with you for you to come out of it, and you go back, I'm not fighting with you for you no more, sweetie. I fought for you one time and you went back. Now you on your own. So I'm gonna fight for you, but then what do you do when they keep going back to that abusive relationship? Because a lot of times, trans women in situations that I've personally encountered and seen over the last 20 years of this journey, they stay in those abusive type relationships. They like those abusive type relationships.
Can I take in? Let me take and give you this, because I agree with you, but then again, every situation is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was in an abusive and mental and physical abusive relationship, and I've shared a little bit of my story, and maybe one day I'm going to sit down and interview myself.
Okay.
Ooh, can I
But
interview you?
huh?
Can I interview you?
I don't care. You can.
Ooh,
Just be prepared to cry, because I cry. I'll make you cry probably.
baby. Ooh.
But I was in a situation, and I thought with the situation that I was in, I thought it was real love. We love you too, Shayla. It's not a problem. You, get you some sleep. I already had told Savon that she need to get her some sleep too. She didn't have to come back in, but because I don't have to be to work till 11. So if you need to go, I understand, baby. I'm not mad. But long story short, I thought that I wasn't good enough to receive love from anyone else, because at that time when I was in there, I thought I had high self-esteem, and I was going backwards and forth, and I was, with this person, and this person built me up, but then ultimately took and broke me down mentally. So what that situation is not sometimes that it's not because you want to be in that relationship. And sometimes you see the sign, but it's easier to see the signs when you're the ones that's outside looking into it, because some of the stuff that you are blind to, you don't see it.
Okay.
So it's very easy. Hold on, I'm finishing, then I'll give it to you. It's very easy to say what you shoulda, coulda, woulda in those types of relationships. But when you have been brainwashed and you have been basically moved away from all kind of family and friends, and you're not dealing with the people that you used to deal with anymore, it's hard to break that, because it is a form of a stronghold.
Okay. So my question to you is for everybody that. How does and probably for you and Savon, because you're the two trans people on here, Savon packing, so it's a different story. But in what you just said, we as your friends, we're supporting our friend. We see this right now.
I can tell you, before you even finish it, I can tell you what the answer is. The answer is that when you're dumb and you feel like that you're in love with someone, and you feel like, especially in the Black community, you always feel like the rest, especially if it's another gay, you feel like that gay is trying to come after your man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And if you feel like that gay is coming after your man, you don't want to hear. It could be your good Judy of 15 years, but you feel like, because that little jealousy comes up in there, and then that low self-esteem kicks in there, and you're like, oh, this heifer trying to take my dude, this, that, and the third, and you're not listening to it. And then a lot of times with gays, we take and we bring it to someone with shade and not in a proper intent. So it's the way that you deliver it in order for you to take and to receive it. So if you come to me and you be like, Jasmine, let me talk to you, because big brother to little sis, let me talk to you. Dude is doing XYZ or whatever, and I think that you should know about it. And you coming to me on that tip instead of, girl, well, he doing XYZ and he tried to run over him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be received differently.
That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from in a situation where this girl got was attacked by the boy in the street, her boyfriend, right? Now, see, I'm the friend that's not finna happen. We finna fight in the middle of the street because you my friend. You're not gonna put your hands on my friend, so we finna fight in the middle of the street.
But you
Here
got to
goes
see
my
that
question.
person's
And
mental.
you gonna fight them, and you gonna do all that, and then she still ain't gonna leave them.
Right.
There you go, Savon. After all this fault in the
Yep.
middle of the
And
street,
then they both are going to be mad at you because
At
you
you.
jumped into it.
Yep.
it's, that's
So
my
sometimes you can't
you.
get involved in
What
it. Sometimes
do
you
you
have to
do?
let it roll the way it is, and then you talk to them outside. The girl, I wanted to help you, but XYZ.
I've been there, so I know. I have been there. I have a friend right now. If somebody was to jump on her, and I jump on them, and they gonna get to talking about it. All of a sudden, it's gonna be my fault that it all happened. So for that, but since I know that for that particular person, girl, I'm gonna pray for you, Lord Jesus. I'm just hoping that God delivers you from this. But girl, ain't nothing I can do for you until you try to take them ass whoopings. You're gonna have to move on your own. Now I'll be there to help you move when you're ready for that. But I'm not gonna put myself in that situation because I am the one that can get hurt because you're not really ready to leave.
Yes.
And then, have you ever heard that old saying that when a person gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, they're gonna take and change?
At that time, only at that
I
time.
do have another question. Do you think that not a lot, do you think that a person's home environment, in some cases, a lot of, like, I grew up with my mother being mentally and physically abused by a crackhead. But as I got older, like now that me and my mom talked, my mom was like, "Well, I really wasn't there, baby. I don't know what was thinking." Do you think that a lot of individual actions are from, especially in the Black community, from what go on in my house stays in my house,
and it never gets healed?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's a lack
okay,
of
let me
resources
say this to
also.
you. But let me say this to you.
Mhm.
In the Black community, most people, I would say 75% of the people come from a broken home. Most of them are
Mhm.
raised by a single Black woman,
Mhm.
and she's been taught a certain way because she was probably raised by a single Black woman. And the cycle has not been broken. They don't really understand how to, some of them, I won't say all of them, but some of them don't even understand what the true meaning of unconditional love is. So if you've never been taught it, you've never been shown it, what can you teach or show to someone else? Especially if you've been taught to beat down and to bash something that you don't understand. In the Black community, that's the first thing you do. If you don't understand it, you automatically hate it. If you don't understand, if you can't wrap your mind around it, you automatically hate it. You don't understand it. It's wrong. It's demonized. You're the devil.
My aunt, I have an aunt right now, my mom, that literally cannot walk. My favorite aunt, the Reverend, the right Reverend, okay? That's when I say I'm a PK kid. I was always with her because my other cousins were with my other auntie and they was all together. So strategically, if I went with these two aunties over here and they didn't have no kid, I was getting everything. You know, you got to be strategic in what you do. But I just love God. So we had a conversation where that's the auntie that I talked about that had a stroke, and she's a prayer warrior and all that. Me and her had a conversation, like my husband and I were at her house maybe a year and a half ago. And I never realized that religion was actually a demonic spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear religion
itself.
Religion
itself.
Actually a demonic spirit of division, right? I ain't gonna get into all, but you can look it up and all that, right? So I've heard religion will send you to hell, religion will send you to hell. But then there was church songs that talked about I got my religion, so I got confused about it. And then when I started researching and looking it up, it was like, wow. So in that, I think a lot of in our Black culture, in being gay, a lot of it is the religion of it. What we were taught was that religion was God, religion, Christ, Jesus was the way, without having an understanding very early of who we were. Like for me, it was, how can I love God and think that men were attractive, though I thought women were attractive, but now I'm going to hell because I'm looking at a boy's butt and it looks like a basketball booty.
And
Like,
it looked delicious.
well, I might have ate a couple of one or two of them, but then I look
I can't say I did the same.
but then you look at, like,
Jasmine.
I'm sure everybody has looked at porno or pornography. I happened to be at a family reunion and they switched rooms, and in the room that they switched, it was good old porn in the room, and I was very, very young. Yes, Lord. My God, today.
Yes, God.
He made that. He said, let there be. And see, so that once again, he said, let there be.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back to him.
Hold on. He said, let there be.
All them tattoos and just sexy.
Is that the pastor?
No, it can't. It can be mine. I can tell him how to do some praise and worship.
But so I think a lot of what I appreciate about what Savon and you and everybody does, especially when it comes to like trans, right? Because I was somebody who I did not understand what, to me, drag queens and trans people were one and the same. And the reason that was, I'm saying at one point to me, from growing up, going to the drag show, seeing so-and-so go in as a man and come back, y'all is doing this number in these pasties with this thong on, and then 20, 30 years later becoming a whole woman. To me, when I say I was misinformed, to me, the misinformation was a drag queen and a trans person were one and the same.
Right.
Because of where I grew up. So a lot of it is miseducation, re-educating, and educating to a point to help people understand. We have a brother, I have a younger brother that's gay that I call my younger brother. We grew up by my stepdad. I just call him my brother and sister. My brother was a dope boy. My brother was a gangbanger. My brother, like, literally.
Ooh. Is he still around?
He is still around, but he's very married, and he's very much at his youngest child now is 20. Thank you, Jesus, and in college. But I remember
he really my speed. What's the T?
I
He got
remember
down children's.
I remember a time where there was a guy in our neighborhood. His name was Aaron. Aaron would put on a wig and he would go work the street at night, right? And my brother was so homophobic that my brother would walk. As soon as he saw Aaron, he would walk on the other side of the street. Today, my brother will go to gay pride with us because he understands I'm married, I love my husband. And I think one of the things that everybody thought back then was that every man that a gay or trans person saw, every male, they wanted to have sex with them, which is that's what my brother thought. Just because you're gay, just because you're a man, if you're on my side of the street, you cross my path, that means you're trying to get me. That was a misconception. So I think as we re-educate for Black lives, for gay Black lives, understanding the big thing is every gay man don't want every Black straight man or every gay man. They don't want everybody that moves in. Like, that's one of the biggest misnomers that everybody has. Like, we don't want everybody. Some of us are happy to be married. And I think once they get that out of their mind, it's like when I see the things that I'm seeing, I go back to that time with my brothers and hiding from my brothers. I hear from my brothers because the conversations with my brother was all they want to do is get me and try to suck my dick. I ain't finna let no punk suck my dick. Nah. Well, at the end of the day, now my brother supports our younger brother who goes to gay pride, is on boards for gay pride, all of that in Minnesota. And it's just like, what if we could have been open a lot earlier to say we don't want every man? And then another thing for straight people who are watching this, quit asking gay people if your man is gay.
Girl, because you really don't want to know.
All the time. That's the other thing. They'll become friends with us or, befriend us to find out if somebody that they like, if we think they're gay or if they have gay tendencies.
Or want you to come around and see if
Eugene,
they check
can
you
you
out.
say that again, please?
Come around and see if they'll check you out. Just come over, girl. This is my friend Savon.
Right. So it's like we get used on both sides of the spectrum, Jasmine. It's not just the gay people that do it to us. It's not just the black gay people that do it to us. It's the straight people that do it to us, but they use us in ways that we allow them to use us. And
a
then,
lot of cisgender women that do it.
Yeah.
And then they get upset and mad whenever they find out that their man is tipping around on them. Okay, prime example. I know somebody that. Okay, so prime example.
Right.
I used to be with someone. I didn't know when we first started kicking it that they had a whole wife and kid.
Okay.
I didn't know they had a whole family situation. I didn't know this because we met off a website. On top of us meeting off of the website or whatever, we started kicking it, and it was initially because it was initially supposed to have been just nothing but a one night stand. I don't know if y'all remember when Craigslist used to be popping.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him off of there, and we had talked and exchanged phone numbers and stuff like that, and everything was hunky dory. Very first time he came over to the house, we chilled, and he was different from what I would consider to be trade. Like when he came over, he was very respectful. He came over, he asked me if I need anything. He went and bought for me, whatever. The second time us kicking it and hanging out or whatever, that's when the sex part of it happened. So it didn't jump off being sex at first.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, the pattern kicked in. Oh, well, I can only see you XYZ days out of the week, and I can only come over after certain time frame. And then he had to go and borrow this one's car, borrow that one's car, because his car was known in Pensacola, so he didn't want people to know that he was kicking it with me. So, slowly over time, that's when I started noticing all these different things. So when I'm noticing all these different things, I asked him one night after we had got done doing the Dun Debbies or whatever, I asked him, I said, so what's up, XYZ, And he's like, well, I got this situation. And I was like, well, why couldn't you be straightforward with me? And let me know up front what your situation was, so I could have made an informative decision for me if I wanted to be involved with it or if I didn't want to be involved with it. So, see, it's always two sides of a story. Sometimes we get into situations and we don't know that that person's in that type of situation.
Yeah.
So people take and play on both sides of the field. It's not only just a one-sided situation.
I 100% agree with that. And I agree with it but I think we have to do a better job of, again, it was a situation you met on a site. He was searching, you were searching.
Right.
There's a difference. You were searching for one another. I think a lot of straight men feel like, and I think we have to hold us accountable a lot of times because we do play a little bit too much with the straight community and men, and that I could get your man or it goes on too far to where men feel uncomfortable.
I prefer to date with someone that is either bisexual or straight, because me dealing with someone that is of the queer aspect, number one, I don't want anything that's soft and blouse and feminine than I am, more feminine than I am.
No Craig.
No. And I think Craig is a nice person, but that's just not my speed. And two, And two, I if I'm laying in the bed with someone, I will need someone to be masculine and able to handle who I am, because I do have a big personality. So, two flaming queens ain't gonna. That's not a good fit to me, and that's not a good look. If we going out in public, I don't want to be clocked by who I'm accomplished with. You know what I'm saying? And that may be very cliche, and that may be pigeonhole people or whatever like that, but I know what I like.
That's your
So I have to
preference.
deal with what I like,
Right. That's
if
your
that makes sense.
preference. Yeah, very much. That's your preference. But again, when it comes to a lot of what we're seeing in society and what's happening in society, it is because a lot of times of the misinformation, and I only can speak from my own experience with my brother, where my brother, his actual thought when this person who he knew as a man, he knew it was a man, but when he put on a dress and a wig because he needed to go make a coin and pay a bill, and Aaron tiptoed out at night, my brother freaked out like he's trying to suck my dick. Like my brother became his homophobia was around that. So I think for a lot of and then a lot of I don't know. It goes to a lot of different. It can go a lot of different places with that because some people, their misinformation on what gay is, their misinformation on what gay people want, their misinformation on what gay people do. We're not just all sitting there with OnlyFans pages. We are doctors, lawyers, judges, accountants, and everything else. And some of them doing some of their taxes. Some of them showing them the way, but then we're also the ones that they're misusing, abusing, talking about, and mistreating. And in pictures that we're seeing today, or throughout the weeks with everything that's going on, I think it's just I can't. I see you play too. You play.
You on some foolishness.
You play too much. I think it's a lot of like the thing I appreciate about your channel as I'm getting into your channel is there's always a educational piece in there. But
I try to, I try to, and I said this to Zilent, and then if you went onto my Instagram today, that's something that I try to do. I'm contrito. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I'm very contrito. I'm country and ghetto, but I'm very educated too. And the stuff that I don't know about, that's why my co-hostess, she wasn't up for it tonight because she's tired. But Savon is that other corporate part of me that can articulate some things that I can't articulate. So I try to make sure when you leave here, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna have a good time, but I want to instill some stuff into your mind too. I want you to ponder and to think about what I'm saying, because the moment I don't feel like that I can give some type of education to someone, I don't need to do it anymore. And I found my purpose. That's my purpose. My purpose is to make sure that I have people like yourself that has an educated background. You have a different walk, so you're giving something completely different to the panel. You see what I'm saying? And I appreciate that.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll do what I can. My thing is I have to I have to I'm reading a message because somebody didn't have my number. Okay. So my thing was I do have to go by Chi says a lot of stuff and a lot of good stuff that I take from being around Chi so much. And one of the things that Chi said was, even though I go to a therapist who's never been through my experience or walked in my shoes, can't really help me in my situation. Though they've been to school and have a textbook, the textbook guide can't tell them the experience of what I'm going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm sharing the experiences, I'm actually going back through life experiences that I've actually lived. I've actually lived with brothers who were gangbangers that sold dope, that literally my sister got locked up for hoeing and, and like, but I was hiding in the closet. I didn't want to be gay because if they found out, I don't feel like having to knock and fight them for me being gay.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that in going back there, the one thing that I remember him always saying about that, and so I wonder if that's just him or all gay or all straight men. because I can tell you for sure my brothers are straighter than forever. And with 10 and 3, 4, and 10 kids, like they straight. But their thing was being gay. All gay people want to suck on that. That's all gay people want to do. So when a gay person looks at me, because I'm just, how you normally go in the store and you see someone and you greet them to say hello. His conception was that as soon as you say hello, that meant that you wanted to either screw him or push up on him. And I think that might be a lot of misnomers of straight men, that gay people speaking or greeting or saying hello is a misnomer, that they're trying to say, I think you're attractive. I want to have sex with you. I want to get laid. Like, I think that's a part of it.
I think also it's that big old P that's on their chest, and that's that big old hyper masculinity. Because if you take and you look at it, if they're in the club and chilling and they see a cute girl or whatever, and they say, hey, how you doing to it, does not mean that they want to screw them. So why would you take that same ignorance and try to take and put it on someone else then, and it's not true? But then that's where the education part comes. That's where the education part comes in, like having a person like you that's in their life to explain to them, look, just because somebody say, hey, how you doing, don't mean they want you.
Right. And then for my brothers to be comfortable, understand that we're talking from 1998 till 2000 and I think 2, when I first was dating somebody that's gone. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. He's blessed in the rested place of the Lord. But some people that's gone, I thank God they gone. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and like, I'm not happy that he gone. I'm happy. Now, anyway, moving right along. Like, that's just my truth. In that, like, my brother saw a part of me that was honest and open, where I was living with this person and I had a relationship with this person, and it became a normal. So my brother was able to accept my little brother, which is his biological brother, because he was able to see me have somewhat of a healthy, not really healthy, because the person was 20 years older than I was. So it wasn't a normal, healthy relationship, because it was a situation where that person was 20 years older than I was.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, with that, it becomes like
difficult.
What'd you say?
Challenging, difficult.
It's not just challenging. It's like, I'm happy that I was for my family, I'm probably the first one that is very visibly, openly out. After my grandfather got put in the ground in like 2000, 2001, which was the man who was in my life, the man who taught me to garden, the man that was consistent in my life when my dad wasn't consistent in my life, though my dad died at 9. My grandfather was there. After he was gone, I really didn't care. I came out in the family email to everybody, look, I'm gay. And everybody was like, oh, congratulations. I'm glad you found out. And then I had my auntie that was just like, you're going to hell. God doesn't love you. And it hurt, because that was my favorite aunt. So in there, it's just like different phases that you go through, but you don't go through it for you. Unfortunately, what's happening, even with George Floyd, even with the trans woman that got beat on the bus, that is very it's enraging to see another human being being attacked in that manner. Because we're all people. Like, we all deserve to be treated equally. Yeah. Martin Luther King's words still, rang true. I believe that we live in a world that every person should be treated fairly and equal, not based on anything other than the merits of who they are, not because of their skin color, not because of their gender preference, not even because of their religious affiliation, but because of who they genuinely are and what they contribute to society as a whole. That's where I stand and I come from. But when you see things like that, it does enrage you to a point to I really wanted to go out and fight. Like I really honestly wanted to go out and just outside of protecting my husband at Piedmont and then, some of the stuff that happens, it's just like you get enraged and then if you don't have the proper outlets or the proper um way to deal with those rages or angers in what is going on today, sometimes you bring it home. Unfortunately, my husband and I got in an argument yesterday. Of course, we're chatting today and we're having a conversation today. But I was enraged at the things that I saw throughout the week. I didn't take time to decompress from that. So I brought a lot of that rage and anger home that I shouldn't have brought home. But somebody, and it wasn't my husband, somebody said something smart ass and I just reacted. And it just, so I had to, again, these things that we're seeing on television are enraging us in other ways. So it's when we go into the park and we're seeing this and we're seeing that trans person and we see it looks like another person's getting attacked and we're having conversations with our friends and we're not able to agree to disagree, it's going a lot further because everybody's emotions about what's going on in society, what we're seeing. Honestly, I got on the phone yesterday with my aunt and found out that the city of Chicago had got tore apart. I have a 19-year-old nephew who stands about 6'6", that wears a size 14 shoe that has autism, that I'm fearful for his life because when an autistic person sees that, sees enforcement or sees law, they respond different and a bullet at any moment could go.
Right.
So for me, I'm my sensitivity, my anger, my enrage, my everything is that much more heightened due to everything that I'm being shown on social media, on the networks, what the networks aren't saying about COVID-19. What is we got to remember that while all this is going on, COVID-19, the global pandemic is still present. So while we're out there on these buses without masks, the virus is still being spread and they're just allowing us to kill us instead of the pandemic that they spread that got away from the government and governmental officials. Because if you look at Lysol, like, let's be real, COVID-19 ain't new. If you look on the old Lysol bottle, it says
It's been there for years.
could kill COVID-19. So we're not going to act like this is something that hasn't been out that they did. It got away from where they could control it and it became something beyond what they could control.
Right.
It makes everything more heightened. And then, if you're an empath or if you're a universal person, you got moon energies and different shifts that happen at different times if you get into astrology and all that stuff. So it plays a lot into everything and it's just frustrating. It at this moment in time in life, I never thought that I would live in a world, not just in America, that's supposed to be the home of the free, the land of the brave. I never thought that I would live in a society that love wasn't the most prevalent thing that would be shown, where we couldn't stand as a unified front together and we could make a change or make a difference. And the things that you, Savon, T.S., Chi-Chi, the things that Craig and Derek J, the things that you all are doing are phenomenal in bridging the gap, even though you don't see it as a whole, because, it's phenomenal. It's very impactful, and it's very to take the time to say, "Hey, come on, just let's talk. Let's just get it out." I'm frustrated. The honest truth about it is, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that I literally have lived a George Floyd, and it could have been my mother burying her child in 1994, but yet it's still happening. I'm frustrated that I didn't even understand trans life, what a trans woman was or a trans life was. And now that I do understand because it's part of my community in trans lives, now that I'm just understanding it, I'm losing more brothers and sisters that I never got to meet because other people don't understand what it is, or
Right.
because they just don't care.
That part. Both of them. Well, y'all, we have went to 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I know everybody's, well, not everybody, but some people do have to get up and go to work tomorrow. Rachel, any final words?
Oh my lord. I'm gonna just say, I hope everyone has a healthy way to cope. I know I'm trying to figure it out, and it's not even about me really, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I am Eugene. Come on.
My final. All right.
Final words and thoughts, and then just hang out backstage for a second.
Okay. My final words and thoughts to everybody is literally light, grace, love, and peace to all during this time. I pray that for the world as a whole.
Okay. And the man of the hour, Mr. Zilent. Oh, child, you don't went to the kitchen. You got to eat, huh?
I got hungry.
You done got hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Any final words, baby?
I just want to say I appreciate everybody that came in to see my interview today. I really appreciate it. And I enjoyed the conversation we had after the interview as well.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in and enjoying the show with us tonight. I got to try to figure out how to make this available for podcasts for some of those of y'all that want to take and listen to the shows while you're taking and doing everyday activities and you don't have the opportunities to just to watch it. I do thank each and every one of y'all. Okay, I am Eugene. Come back in for just a second. But I do want to get podcasts and stuff going of a lot of my shows to so we can get everything worked out and get it taken care of for the ones that really want to listen to the audio programs and everything. And I want to thank everyone that has contributed to my channel, whether it's been a like of you, a subscription to it. And I hope and pray I'm able to at least leave you with some thought-provoking ideas and some things just to make you understand that, think outside of the box. It doesn't always have to be the same for everyone. Just think outside of the box. And I just want everybody to take the time to think about what they do before they do it, because life is short. You're here today and gone tomorrow, and it's even shorter now because people are walking outside and dying. So make sure y'all are doing what y'all have to do. Make sure you love and take care of each other. And I'm going to leave you on a funny note because I want to make sure that you have a good old laugh. Don't forget, our sponsor tonight was and I got one more thing, and then we're going to be out of here. I'm gonna make you laugh one more time. Where is she at? Because she need to go ahead and do it for me one good old time.
Ooh, Suzanne, what in Caucasian is going on?
And I do want to thank my special guest tonight. It was Mr. Zilent Artizt. He will definitely be back, and he's always He's one of my babies, and my baby is always here. Don't forget the cool down is here with us on Sundays. That's at 8 p.m. 9 Central Time. And we do feature What the What News. So y'all can start sending me those requests or whatever about some of the things that you want to talk about. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And with that being said, thank you. Y'all have a blessed night.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.